When foundational black Americans vote for the couch, them damn Democrats get kicked out. That means no more collard greens. That means no more snacks for rolling. That means no more dirty ass bathtubs. That means only us. Certified FBA all day. If you're with me, let's go to work. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black Excellence. Power to the people.
Oh man, we done put in some work. You can't even find Kamala no more. Since I checked her, she done disappeared. Only thing left is a dusty, dirty, musty ass bathtub and a little bit of collard greens, family. That's what happened when FBA show up, show out, pull up, and pop out. We go all the way to work. And if you feel me, you already know. Certified salute, Black Alpha, the whole family in here. Let's rock. I see St. Louis, Kissimmee, Florida is in the building. Yes, indeed. Boston is in the building. Certified salute to Milwaukee. Love Milwaukee. We'll see you this summer. Queen City, Charlotte. You already know what it is. All of GA represent. All of Ohio represent. FBA in the whole damn building. I see Virginia's up in here. Michigan's up in here. Washington's up in here. Augusta, that's a 706 to be exact, y'all. In the house. Michigan's in the house. Brooklyn's in the house. Chicago, Denver, check in. Louisiana, what's happening? Baby, Boston's in here. Brooklyn again. Another Detroit's in here. Denver's in here. Philly's in here. You're moving so fast, family, but I'm right here with you. Alabama, Baltimore, North Carolina, Toledo, Ohio, 419, Arizona, the 412, Detroit again. I see a whole nother Louisiana, a whole nother Boston, a whole nother Houston. Philly's in here. Chicago's in here. I see Florence, South Carolina, another Houston, another Milwaukee, California, representing for the West Coast, family. I see North Carolina. I see my brother Sage in here. I see Atlanta's in here. Columbia, South Carolina, got something for y'all tonight. I got Jacksonville's representing. The 215 is representing. New Jersey's representing. And we all in here locked and loaded, y'all. And they afraid. Let's go straight to the block. Fam, look at all of these afraid. Look at all these petrified. Look at Skittles bag. Look at all these terrified. Look at all these I don't know where my next meal gonna come from Democrats and foundational Black Americans. We did that. Let's go.
Damn it, leave. Let somebody else in that position. Because what we are talking about is a battle that's generational. What we are talking about right now, go to my iPad. The United States Supreme Court is going to reconsider the congressional district in Louisiana, and they literally are going to rule against race-based congressional districts. And I need all of y'all to understand that what is on the ballot is they could wipe out with one goddamn ruling more than 30 Black congressional seats.
My whole life, I've been hearing people say, your vote don't mean nothing, my vote don't mean nothing. But by definition, a vote has to have some sort of power, some sort of substance, because why are these people working overtime to ensure that my vote is never seen? These folks are actively rigging the game in front of our face. Redistricting and gerrymandering. These folks can draw up a map. They already know where Black voters live. They know how Black voters are going to vote. They're going to draw up a map specifically to ensure that your Black vote is going to be seen as even more minority than what they already have it being. They want to have it even be a lesser voice. They want to cast out your voice and your vote to the point that it doesn't even make it be seen, not only on the level of changing or electing whatever policy you want to be implemented. Shoot, they go to
somebody get this man some Twinkies. Somebody get this man a snack cake. He ain't gonna be able to afford them snack cakes no more, family. Him and Roland gonna be fighting over the last butter biscuit. I love it. We did this. It's all us, family. The Democratic Shields is panicking. Panic mode. FBA, certified summer. Let's rock.
to the extent of not even allowing those policies to be presented to be voted for in the first place.
with a Republican ethos, messaging, and specifically Donald Trump. I will not associate with people who associate with Donald Trump's rhetoric. If you have a problem with me for not repeating Donald Trump's rhetoric, you can go fuck yourself.
God damn it, Lee.
Oh, they mad. Oh, they scared, y'all. Oh, mighty crazy how upset these people have become. That means that we number one, y'all. When they crashing out like that, we balling out like this. Certified salute to the whole foundation of Black America. Certified salute to all of us. Certified salute to the only king of music. That be Michael Jackson. Gary, Indiana, if you in here, stand all the way up. Y'all know there's only one of Michael Jackson. There's only one foundational Black America. And we run this thing, family, just like MJ run the world, fam. Let's go. Y'all see it. We seen it. Look at all of these people melting down. I be damned, y'all. That's crazy because I thought that they was going to vote blue no matter who. I mean, I thought everything was going to be all right. It don't look like it's all right on the Democratic Shield side of town. Look like the Democratic Shields is trying to pick up that phone and trying to call us, but they getting that goddamn FU button. They getting that doo-doo-doo. Don't call, sit your ass down. That's what they're getting, family, because we doing it, and that's how it go. Fam, the Supreme Court ruling was just the icing on the cake, okay? Foundational Black Americans been had all this emotion. Foundational Black Americans been had all of this happening. And do y'all know now they running around here and they talking about let's have a freedom summer? Fam, they want to go back to the 60s. We told everybody they ain't never left. Isn't it funny, y'all? The Democrats always talk about slavery and going back to slavery. They're not going back to slavery because they never left. Yes, who never left the plantation? Democrats. Who never left getting whooped on? The Democrats. Who never left servitude? The Democrats. So they're always trying to put their slavery and their plantation energy on us. And we say, hell no. Let me say it. I'm going to make it clear. All the Democrats are the descendants of people who never wanted to leave the plantation. When our certified foundational Black American ancestors said, F all this, we out, burn that thing to the ground, step on it. They were saying, what slavery? Ain't no damn slavery. We just gonna stay here with Massa. And they stayed with Massa all these years. Family, breaking news for the certified foundational Black American world. When you're dealing with a Democrat, you just dealing with somebody who ain't never got the word. The Civil War is over. Fam, they still living in the Civil War time. They ain't even pick up nothing. They just stayed there. They ain't fight, ain't swang, ain't do nothing. Just waited for the next butter biscuit, fam. We're the descendants of certifieds. They're the descendants of I'm never leaving the plantation. So this is why they're always talking about who gonna get deported, who going back in chains, who's gonna be a slave again. It's them because they never stopped being a slave. That's it. They just traded in Massa's name for the Democratic Party name. And ain't nothing changed, but the numbers on the range, y'all. Look at this, fam. When I tell everybody we in here and we doing our damn thing, and I tell everybody that certified foundational Black Americans rule the damn world, Roland thought he was slick, didn't he? Roland thought he was slick, but yo, let me tell you something. I broke this a long time ago. Roland Martin done went broke. Yes, the hell he did. Roland Martin done went broke, fam. And Roland Martin done declared bankruptcy several damn times. Yes, he did. Y'all look at that right there. You look at your screen. Look at your screen, family. We ain't taking no damn political advice for somebody who ain't got his own finances in order. Nah. Y'all see why Roland's upset? Roland's upset because Roland ain't got no money. Roland's upset because he relies on that Democratic bag. If he ain't got that Democratic bag, Roland ain't gonna eat tonight. And y'all know he got to eat at least 17 times. Okay, so that's what's popping off in Roland Martin's world. Oh yeah, you want more? Black Alpha got more. Oh, this old to me. I been did this. Receipts all damn day long, family. Look at that. Roland Martin has filed bankruptcy. Chapter 13 lawsuit. This case was filed in U.S. bankruptcy courts in Louisiana. Western bankruptcy. The case status is pending. Roland ain't got no money. So Roland needs that Democratic bag. And foundational Black Americans is messing it all up. And we're going to stay that way. You seen the energy with them? You seen the defeated faces? They done sent out every single shield imaginable, y'all. They pulling shields off the street at this moment. They like, hey, you'll shield for the Democrats? Here's a bum, okay? They say, take that, boom, and there they go. They giving bums crumbs, y'all. And they pulling out the old ones, the young ones, and everything because they can't touch this FBA movement, this FBA energy, fam. We have captured the soul of the Black community. Everybody's grassroots. Nobody's on the outdated old stuff. You're witnessing the end of Vote Blue. You're witnessing the end of the Democratic dinosaurs. You're witnessing the end of the Democratic plantation. And it's only getting better for us, and it's only getting worse for them. That's why we smiling. That's why they upset. If you do not believe me, you've seen how they was mad, y'all. Now let's show you how different the energy changes. Look at the certified FBA energy opposed to the Boule energy.
People, please stop asking me what I be voting in the midterm. Fuck no. Woo! I would not vote in the midterm. No, I would not vote in the midterm. What I be voting in the midterm. Fuck no. I would not vote in the midterm. I tell everybody, I'm not aligned with no political party until they made some amendments and give my constitutional right.
So, hey, Democrats. So if you want our vote, what are you going to do for our
Cool Keezy, what up, player?
vote? Where's the lineage-based policy for foundational Black America? Lineage-based policy? What? You guys are agents. What are you, agents for Trump? You know, lineage-based policy. You hard ERs. You better just do what you're told. Give me no back talk. Get up out there and go vote.
And yes, midterms is coming up, but I need Black Americans to understand we are not voting for free. I think us like being in fight or flight mode is what make us just vote for whoever we can to get out of the situation that we in. And yeah, now I know most of y'all is not going blue. I believe it, and I don't blame you.
You know, like the Divine Nine. Boy, I tell you, those Black Boulets, they are pissed off. You know, the Black gatekeepers. You know, like the Divine Nine, the Boulets, the NAACP, the Black Hokers, Roland Martin, Whoopi Goldberg, Al Sharpton, Obama, Kamala. Oh, I could go on.
Fam, look at our sister.
Jasmine.
Look at her smiling. That don't look like how Roland looked. That don't look like how Al Green looked. Don't nobody look like Al Green, thank God. That don't look like how Van Jones was looking. We smiling, they frowning. We winning, they losing. We shining out here. The energy shows you who's in control. The energy shows you who's dominating. The energy shows you who got the pulse of the Black community. It's them on the curb. It's us on the throne.
Crockett. I can go on. See, the white racist man that been signing y'all paycheck to be the gatekeepers of Black people, the gate is open now. That's why y'all mad, because it's over. Y'all thought y'all was going to have us for 200 years, but y'all want to call Clarence Thomas a bootlicker and a sellout. But y'all going to give all the people that I just named a pass. These people get paid to keep your brains in shackles so that white man that they work for, that sign their check, can stay rich while we be divided. See? Black fucking sellouts.
Woo!
Yeah. You know, the gatekeepers, the ones that stand by the gate to make sure the plantation is going right. It's over. And they say it ain't over till the fat lady sing. God damn it, she sang already. It's over. The Supreme Court made their decision. If you don't like it, too damn bad. All that scared tactics and all that fear mongering, that shit don't work no more. Because we know who you are. We know who signed your paycheck and tell you to say these things to keep our brains in shackles. It's over.
Damn. There it is. There it goes, fam. Who is on top? We on top. And it just shows you, fam. I seen older people. I seen younger people. I showed you an older lady. I showed you a younger lady. I showed you our brother Cool Keezy, fam, representing. So I'm showing you all these different people because all these different people are representing where we are. Now, you got people out there saying this, saying that, saying the other thing, but they all sounding like us. That's the thing when we take it to the block, when we take it to the streets. When you go to the streets, fam, Black Americans are not interested in the voting process. And we're seeing through every lie that they tell us. We done heard it all. We know what you're going to do. We are completely separate and disconnected from the Democratic plantation. And it feels so good and great because we've been the ones out there putting in the work, family. That's what we're doing. We're putting in work out here. This is going to be the regulator summer. This will be the regulator tour. They running around here now talking about they want to challenge our regulator tour. Certified salute to the brother who hit me up on Twitter the other day and was telling me, Black Alpha, you see they trying to steal our idea about a regulator tour? Yeah, fam, they trying to take the regulator tour, but they can't take the regulator tour because they not regulators. They player haters, fam. You feel me? And they going to get regulated in the whole damn process. So it shows you, fam, no matter where you go, no matter where you at, the energy, the vibe, the frequency is grassroots. The grassroots generational shift has taken over, fam, because this is the grassroots takeover. That's what it is, y'all. It's the grassroots takeover. We done took all that back. Everything is in our possession now. The boule need not apply. Access denied. The sellouts, the plantation folk, you need to go on back. We reject your deposit. Can nobody try to control the Black community anymore to push off their non-Black agendas. It's all about us. It's all about what we say. It's all about our energy. And if you look around and you listen, everybody's talking like the foundational Black American grassroots certified family. Yes, indeed. And when I tell everybody that that's what we're doing, this is what I tell y'all. Panic mode. Panicking, fam. You ain't seen fear. You ain't seen fear, y'all. Oh, you gonna see some scared Negroes today. And remember, all that talk that they were saying, all the names they was calling us, they seeing now, Black Americans, we got a real good memory. Yeah, we remember all them things that you was talking about. We remember everything that you were saying. See, the Democrats have this thing, y'all, where it's basically what they say goes, but they ain't got the power to tell us nothing. So since they ain't got the power to tell us nothing, we telling them what it is. Fam, they can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. The energy, it's just so damn strong and so damn powerful, and I'm loving it. Do y'all know they done tried to bring in the Lord? Oh yeah, fam. They done tried to bring in the Lord now. We done make these folks ran to the church now. Yes, the Democrats is going to the church, and they trying to get the church folks to stop the on the block folks. Fam, who gonna tell them? Who gonna tell the Democrats that you ain't gonna get the pastor or the deacon, you ain't gonna get the reverend, you ain't gonna drop no sermons? I'm telling y'all, they still are in the 1960s. Straight up. That's the ones who made it to the 60s, because most of them are still in the 1800s, fam. They literally think in this era and this time, this flash, real quick era, social media, all of us moving, this generation right here, we not going for your sermon of why we need to vote. You're not going to drop no damn preacher on us and tell us where we need to go. Y'all been doing that for years with your gatekeeping and with your selling us out, and it got Black Americans nowhere. You ain't say nothing when we was being unalive and taken out in the streets. Only thing you did was show up and told us to go vote for your favorite political party. You don't give a damn about Black Americans. You notice they won't say nothing about Black Americans in terms of economics. They don't say nothing. In terms of reparations, they don't say nothing. Anti-Black American hate crime protection, they don't say nothing. The only issue that they ever care about Black folks is voter rights, because voter rights gets them to maintain control over us. Voter rights is all about them keeping a job. It ain't got a damn thing to do with Black Americans. If they went this hard for reparations, we would have been had that check. If they went this hard for a foundational Black American hate crime protection, Trayvon be here, Jordan Davis would be here. You see all of our brothers and sisters that got unalived in the church, the ones who got unalived in South Carolina or Buffalo or Jacksonville. I'm talking about the 5s by the 10s, family. We'd all still be there and we'd still be talking to them. They only go hard for immigration and voter rights. Why? It's because those are the two things that benefit them politically. And down here in foundational Black American Georgia, they done pulled out Raphael Warnock, and Raphael Warnock's out here talking about the Lord. And he said some real funny stuff that I'm looking at real sideways, family. Y'all enjoy Black Alpha about to cook. Let's go. Y'all look at Raphael Warnock. He's in here preaching. But let me tell you, fam, this is a prayer to save the plantation. He's plantation saving, preaching, and praying. And it still ain't going to work, because even God says no.
He had power, and he knew how to exercise power, and he knew how to exorcise power, because when he spoke to demons, they had to come out and bow down before the one who is King of Kings.
they had to bow down and come out. Fam, I want y'all to tell me, who's he really talking to? Watch.
And Lord of Lords, and we need to start naming some demons in this world. Racism is a demon. White supremacy is a demon. Sexism is a demon. Hatred and bigotry and classism, they are all demons, and they need to come out in the name of the one who has...
They need to come out? This is taking a real punctified turn, y'all. Stay glued to your television set. Stay glued to your cell phone. This is about to go full punctified.
All power in his hands. Power. We need power. I want you to know this morning that I serve somebody.
What?
I want you to know this morning that I serve somebody.
What? Who you serve this morning? Raphael Warlock? Who you serve? Fam, they going left with this one. I don't know who he talking about. Maybe he's talking about Joe Biden. You serve somebody this morning. Who could that be? Interesting.
I want you to know this morning that I serve somebody. I want you to know this morning that I serve somebody. That I serve somebody.
You got served? Who was it, Andrew Gillum? Hey, he's telling y'all he woke up and served somebody this morning. Damn, I don't think he's talking about the Lord. I think he's talking about Bob.
That I serve somebody. That I serve somebody. I want you to know this morning that I serve somebody.
He served them.
Who commands unclean spirits to come out.
What?
To come out. Come out.
What?
Come out. Come out.
He served somebody so they could come out. Fam, I don't like where this is heading, y'all.
Out. Come out. Come out. Come out. And they are forever evicted. There is a spiritual rot at work in our nation because the head is rotten. Because the head is rotten. The head is rotten.
Fam, I'm convinced he done went full Skittles bag. He done served somebody, waited for them to come out, and now we saying the head is rotten. Hell no.
Because the head is rotten. Because the head is rotten. The head is rotten.
Fam, this man done lost his mind. And here we go. Another Democrat punk alert, looking so punctified, and you got punked out. Let's go.
A spiritual rot at work in our nation because the head is rotten. Because the head is rotten. The head is rotten. And when the head is rotten, the whole thing smells bad. But I know somebody who knows how to speak to the rulers of the darkness of this world.
Damn, punk alert. There you go, family. I told you we was about to set it off. That's exactly how we do. So when he's done talking about that somebody who he never told us who it was, we gonna still be over here getting to the bag, y'all. That's how we do FBA all damn day. Stay mad. That's how it go. Family, he out there giving a sermon about serving somebody. He out there punking it up in the pulpit. He pulpit punking. You pulpit punking. So sit down and stay down. That's what the Democrats got. Democrats, I want you to go ahead and I want you to get the PONK committee to save you. You can get the illegals to save you. You can get all the W liberals to save you. Everybody that you love so much that you did all the work for, they can save you. Because what the Democrats are seeing right now, family, is that foundational Black Americans in the grassroots, we ain't your backbone. See, you're walking around here thinking you had a backbone, but you ain't got a backbone. Apparently, you out there serving somebody and the head is rotting in the pulpit. Have fun doing that over there. We're going to be right here and we're going to be getting to the business. And what's that business, y'all? That business is the same business it's always been. That business is what we've been telling them it's going to be. That business is demanding cash payment reparations, no tangibles, no vote, cut the check. That's what it is. And if you don't cut the check, then you cut out. And when Democrats sit on the couch, they get kicked out. That's how we mob it. And fam, one of the craziest things that certified foundational Black Americans have showed the world, which they never thought we was going to do, is our unity and our camaraderie. How we're all on the same page and we're all on the same code. And they don't know what to do about that. They really don't know what to do about it, fam. FBA is winning so strong in the grassroots that they're looking around and they're saying, well, how do I stop these certified foundational Black Americans? You don't. How do you stop foundational Black Americans from winning? You can't. See, we're just going to win. We're going to win, and we're going to continue to count the wins. Because remember, y'all, they do everything for everybody else, but nobody does anything for us. Y'all remember how they was running around here talking about how they can't do nothing for us. It's just the Black Caucus can't stop Trump because Trump is going to do what Trump wants to do. Remember, they was telling us that all the time, family? But isn't it funny that when it comes to Black Americans, they act like that? But when it came to those African reparations, the same exact Black Caucus was doing this right here. Watch the difference.
U.S. Congressional Black Caucus backs Ghana's UN resolution on slave trade. Ghana's Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, announced on his Facebook page today that the United States Congressional Black Caucus, CBC, has pledged its full assistance for Ghana's drafted United Nations resolution aimed at declaring the transatlantic slave trade as the most egregious crime against humanity. States Congressional Black Caucus, CBC, has pledged its full assistance for Ghana's drafted United Nations resolution aimed at declaring the transatlantic slave trade as the most egregious crime against humanity. According to the minister, the endorsement was secured during an executive discussion in Washington, where he engaged with the leadership of the influential caucus to gather backing for the initiative spearheaded by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Look how quick they get things done. Look how quick they advocate. Look how quick they run to protect all these other people. But they always run away from Black Americans. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Do you see why certified foundational Black Americans tell them hell no? That's exactly why. Look how quick they came to support reparations for the damn African Union, but they ain't never done nothing for foundational Black America because half of them is tethers in the first damn place. You see what we saying, fam? You got all the right in the world to tell the Democrats hell to the no. You got all the right in the world to stick your middle finger up and put it right in their face, family. Don't let nobody tell you different. You're not going to control Black America. You're not going to play them punk-defied games or them punk-defied games. But you ain't playing no game either which way because we're not going for it. You're playing in our face because you do not serve Black people. You're a Democrat. You are not a Black person. You don't represent being Black. You don't stand for being Black. You publicly and openly work against Black Americans. You are a Democrat. So since you love being a Democrat so much, we just going to make them stay Democrats. I don't know why anybody's mad and upset. Why you mad and upset? We letting y'all be what y'all always wanted to be. Notice that now, family. Notice they're so upset and they're so angry because we're not coming to save them. But at the same exact time, we letting them do what they've always done. There ain't nothing different, fam. We letting them be what they've always wanted to be, and that is shields and smuts for the Democratic Party that they love so much. Oh, you're upset because you're running out of money. See, all that dark money that they've been getting, it's all getting dried up, fam. They can't get none of that dark money no more. They don't know where to run to when it comes to it. Okay, this is going to be the most epic summer in foundational Black American modern history. Quote me on that, fam. And we already talking about a regulator tour, and we already popping up. We done already set it off. You know what I'm saying? We done set it off. Shout out to the brothers and sisters out there in New York, set it off. Shout out to my brother Tariq on the West Coast. Shout out to me, myself, and my brother Marcel, who set it off down south. Y'all know him from the mid too, so it's all represented, family. This is what it is. We pulling up on these people and we letting them know. Don't come asking us. Don't come talking to us. See what we've done, y'all? We have created clear distinctions now. They can no longer serve their own agendas and neglect the Black American grassroots. See, they can't act like they don't know what reparations is anymore. They can't pretend to not hear us anymore. Everybody was running around there and they were upset at our brothers and sisters for pulling up on the Africans, for pulling up on Al Sharpton, on me and Marcel for pulling up on Kamala. But let me tell you how monumental that was. Now that all the dust came down, family, and the smoke done settled, let me tell you what that is, fam. They can no longer pretend they don't know that we're standing on reparations. See, now reparations is affecting their careers. See, reparations ain't something that they could just keep putting off, kick the damn ball down the street, kick the can down the street, move the goalpost. You can't move the goalpost on reparations when a Black American man stood up and told you we demand cash payment reparations, Kamala. You can't run around here and act like you don't know what reparations is when a brother tells you up in New York City that it's no tangibles, no vote, cut the check. So now, family, it's clear. And you know what happened? Now you got Black Americans who didn't really understand the difference between the boule and the establishment versus the foundational Black American grassroots. Now you got people who are older and they seen what I was out there doing and what the brothers and sisters in New York was doing and what my brother Tariq was doing on the West Coast. And now a lot of people are saying, you know what? This reparations thing that the FBA grassroots are on, that is very, very good. Why you ain't addressing that, Democrats? Oh, we've drawn the line in the sand. Now you have two solidified positions. They can't make it look like reparations is something weak. Now they have to address reparations for exactly what it is. So if they say anything contrary to what we want for reparations, it's going to look like they are going against and contradicting the grassroots, fam. Oh, it's very powerful. Them pull-ups have been powerful. Remember, y'all, there's power in pull-ups, and we have established that. Now it is established. It's not us in a Twitter space or on TikTok saying we want reparations. It's us right in front of them telling them that we want reparations. So how the hell are they going to run from it? They cannot run from it. It is very well established. And I'm telling you, all throughout the summer, it's going to continue to happen. And we're going to continue to let it be known. You're not going to just close your eyes and deny what the grassroots is telling you. So it's going to come down to this. Either you're going to serve what the grassroots is saying, or the Black American community that talks like us right now are going to say, y'all don't serve the people. You can no longer play games. You can't front no more. You can't have a bunch of Democratic agendas camouflaged in pro-Blackness. We done pulled all that back, y'all. So now it is clear. The Democrats got one way to go, and we created that line, and we created that separation. Speaking of creating lines and creating separation, shout out FBA versus everyone, and we win by a knockout like always. Y'all look at this right here. They done send out Benjamin Chump. And family, Benjamin Chump is out here talking about we need to stick up for our Latino brothers and sisters. Yep, ain't no brothers and sisters of mine, and he ain't a brother of mine. Watch this.
Hispanic men do some of the most dangerous jobs all across America. We represent a lot of our Latina brothers and sisters, and I'm not surprised because Hispanic men do some of the most dangerous jobs all across America. And oftentimes the companies and the insurance companies don't value their lives. And I believe that it's always been about equal justice, no matter whether you're black, white, brown, or red. And so we have to fight for our Hispanic brothers too, who do many good things to help. We have to fight for our Hispanic brothers too. We have to fight for our Hispanic brothers too, who do many good things to help this country be.
What? You talking about the Hispanics who are brothers with Ashley Gonzalez? Oh, you talking about those people, not my brother. You talking about Ashley Gonzalez's brother. Yeah, you talking about all the ones that were just saying how they need to say the N-word and they got the right to do so? Is them the ones you talking about? Or no. You talking about the ones that be out there throwing fire at black folks in California and acting like it didn't happen? Are these the folks that you talking about, mush mouth? Because we need to know some things. because you looking real funny in the light. And y'all know why this is happening? I'm going to tell you why this is happening. The reason why you got Mushmouth Chump and he's sitting here talking about the Latinos, family, he's trying to make a pivot because Black Americans, we done dried up all his ambulance chasing money. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's one thing to hear this, and you can listen to it, and you can see what he's saying, but let Black Alpha take it down the block a little bit further, y'all. This is a real good item right here. I'm digging the way this is going down. The reason why he's out of nowhere doing these commercials for Latinos is because he know he can't get no money from Black Americans because we done blew up his spot. Y'all notice now everybody whose spot we done blew up is running somewhere else to try to go get some play from another person, fam. He sees that the days are numbered with him running up on Black Americans and getting that blood money check because we called out how much of a fraud he is. Everybody that we've called out as a fraud, they trying to make a pivot to the Latino community. Let me tell you something. The Latino community would rather represent themselves than deal with you. And I say that today on Negro de Mayo, okay? So they understand exactly what it is. They know damn well that they can't run to us. And if they try to run to Mr. Jorge, you can't run to him because Mr. Jorge is running from Tom Homan. So y'all just all running away and you running out the paint, y'all. That's a damn good thing. I'm loving it. Talk about all your Latino brothers and talk all that you want to. Because at the end of the day, it still ends up with the same fact, y'all, is that you can't get that money from us, so you got to go somewhere else. Remember, our victories don't look like everybody else's victories because we ain't everybody else. Whenever you see them trying to make that pivot, that means there ain't no money over here. There ain't no money in hustling Black Americans no more. There ain't no money bamboozling us, y'all. There ain't no money in the con games. You show me somebody who's a con artist towards Black Americans, I'm going to show you somebody who's broke. I'm going to show you somebody who's upset. I'm going to show you somebody who's complaining. There ain't no money in conning Black Americans. It used to be a multi-billion-dollar industry. Now you get zero. You in the red. Okay, you owe. You better get a refund. But we giving your master that work. So where are you going to run to when you can't hustle Black Americans? You better go on over there to Julio. But guess what? When you get over there to Julio, you might as well take a little couple dollars with you because Julio's about to go back to Venezuela or Colombia or Tijuana, but they can't be here. Let me show y'all even further, y'all. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I mentioned this the other day. Remember I was telling everybody on the upload that I put out last night, which did really well. A lot of people were loving it. I told everybody that word on the street, family, from a lot of solid, reliable sources I have, they know about these pull-ups. And I know they know about them because we checking them, but they know about them even further. Word on the street is that the Democrats are putting out little kites to each other that they want to counteract the foundational Black American grassroots renaissance and the summer of pull-ups. Yes, the regulator tour. They be in here watching. They be in here tapped in, family. Trust me. Trust me, they know every single thing that we doing. They know all the moves that Black Alpha's out here making, and keep on watching, family, because there ain't no damn secret. Somebody said, well, we don't need to give them all of our information. It ain't about us giving information. It's about, I can tell you, I'm going to check your ass at 11 o'clock, and I'm going to be there at 10:59. It don't matter, fam. We calling it. If it's off the glass, it's off the glass. If it's nothing but net, it's nothing but net. We ain't got to hide nothing, fam, because we got all the power. When I say we pulling up, we pulling up. What you gonna do about it is the real question. The question ain't whether they got the information or the intel. The question is, can you stop it? See, foundational Black Americans, we ain't got to have nothing up our sleeve, okay? When we pull up, they know we coming. So they're out there right now saying, how can we come up with something different? How can we counteract that? How can we have our own thing? See, the dominant society always does that, fam. When we stand on lineage business, they try to counteract that with Pan-Africanism. When we stand on FBA business, then they try to go get places like ADOS and organizations like them. Black Lives Matter. Now what they're doing, family, is they know about our pull-ups. They know about our regulating season and our regulator tour because we in their damn face with it. So what they're doing now, fam, they're saying, let's go reenact the civil rights era. Let's go have some good trouble. Fam, they're trying to good trouble counteract the regulator tour. Question to the family. Who gonna win that battle? Who gonna win, family? A good trouble tour in 2026 in the foundational Black American Renaissance era, or the regulator tour brought to you by certified foundational Black Americans? Who gonna win that one, brothers and sisters? Who gonna win that battle right there? Is John Lewis gonna come back, y'all? John Lewis gonna pop up and say, I got my ass whooped in Selma. I got my ass whooped in heaven. I got my ass whooped by the angels. I don't know. He just probably still getting his ass whooped. Okay. But the people he loved that he looking down on, they getting their ass whooped right now by us, y'all. This is the takeover. It's the grassroots takeover. So they're going to try to pop up. And now, family, they saying it's going to be a good trouble summer. I'm not lying to you. Watch. Let's go.
When the Voting Rights Act was passed, the whole point was to right a wrong. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said that it was a victory for Black America, but it would enrich the lives of all Americans. So this is a devastating blow. That being said, Rev, it is in many ways predictable. And as Black people, we have pattern recognition here. The Trump administration and their hostilities and their anti-Black agenda have been unrelenting and coordinated in their attacks on Black workers. On Black bodies, on Black voters, on Black power, Black progress. So this has always been about
Black power? You don't represent Black power. By the way, is she cake soaping? Fam, she look about 5 shades lighter. She look like she cake soaping. And look at Owl over there, half asleep. Look at these people, fam.
Raiding our democracy and disenfranchising the most marginalized because we are the supermajority, and that bothers them. But Black folks are going to do what we've always done, what Bob Moses did, what Fannie Lou Hamer did. We're going to litigate, legislate, agitate, organize, and mobilize.
Here we go. Fam, they trying to have a good trouble summer. They going to have a Selma reenactment for the billionth time.
Going to litigate, legislate, agitate, organize, and mobilize for our full rights and citizenship. When the Voting Rights Act.
Okay, that's one. Let's go.
Power. We've got the power to get all of this done. In fact, the reason that they're cheating is because of our power. Nobody cheats when they're losing. Nobody cheats when they're confident that they got all the power on their side. They're cheating because they're losing. They're cheating because we've got the power. We've just got to use it in all the ways that everybody has talked about on this call. Yes, that means voting. Yes, that means supporting these organizations in these states, Power Coalition, Alabama Forward, Civic Tennessee, all of these organizations that are fighting the good fight in these states. They need our help. They need our support. They need our volunteering. They need our phone calls. They need us to come. In Selma after Bloody Sunday, the movement put out the call for people to come. And people came and made history and marched all the way to Montgomery. We have got to put that call out. We are putting that call out right now. You are a part of that call. And so
here we go. And who the hell is this guy? Man, we don't know none of these people. They ain't got nobody that's moving the crowd, nobody that's recognizable. They ain't popping. They ain't popular. They are not capturing the spirit of Black America. They're not influential, y'all. These are influencers who have no influence. The Democrats got a bunch of old, outdated, stale, dried up, whack, lame, corny ass people. You couldn't see these people, fam. Who are they? And you could tell he don't believe himself. He's trying to convince himself. And shout out to the chat. Now they want to talk grassroots. They trying to counteract the regulator tour with a good trouble tour.
History and marched all the way to Montgomery. We have got to put that call out. We are putting that call out right now. You are a part of that call. And so we need people to do whatever you can to support these orgs. There's probably going to be a link to some of the actions that are taking place. Our friends in Tennessee have another action going on tomorrow. And we know Alabama's got stuff going on for the rest of the week. Support those orgs. If you're anywhere near in the radius, get there. If you know anybody that's in the radius, get there. I might have to hop in the car right now to go on up to Nashville because I think it's time to make some good trouble. We got the power.
There you go. There you go, y'all. Here it is. They think that they gonna counteract the FBA renaissance with good trouble. Good trouble. Here we are.
Because I think it's time to make some good trouble. We got the power to get this done, y'all. We just got to believe in that power. We power.
Believe in the power. You don't believe in yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a spoiler, homeboy. That ish ain't gonna work. That is not going to work, fam. If you think right now, as we speak currently, that the Boule is going to have some marching, why are you still marching? Black folks are done. Black folks ain't having no civil rights reenactment. We're not reenacting Selma. We're not marching for justice. We don't need a march on Washington. We ain't doing none of that. We had a rally for reparations in Washington, and y'all was too scared to come because you ain't want to upset your slave masters, okay? Go out there and fight against ICE. Do whatever you want to do. Have the Skittles bag and the Starburst community. I'm sure y'all have a great time. Just stay away from FBA, fam. That's what it is. Y'all want to march, fam? Do they really think they're going to capture the spirit and the essence of this era, an era that is defined by reparations, an era that is defined by lineage, heritage, and culture, an era that is defined by our solidarity and our strength? Do they think that they're going to counteract what we're doing with Selma? They trying to go all the way back to the 1960s. And they ain't even talking about the rioters in the 1960s. Notice, whenever they go back to the 60s, they don't talk about the brothers and sisters with the Black empowerment movement. They talk about the folks that were down with the Boule. And the Boule's name is dirt in these streets. If you think anybody in the FBA Renaissance is relating to the Boule, hell no. Matter of fact, the very point that they are still believing that is some type of thing that we connect to today further shows you how out of touch they are. And let me say this further, fam. It's not that they're out of touch. They know that they're out of touch. They're just desperate. And they're looking around for a second or a third opinion, and they ain't got none. The only thing that they've ever had is reenacting that, bringing up slavery, bringing up oppression, and trying to get Black folks to vote. And what happens when you cannot con 50 million foundational Black Americans anymore? You go out of business, and they're going out of business, and they're trying to go back to the 60s, and they can go to the 60s. They can stay in the 60s. They can dream about the 60s. But while they over there sleeping, we wide awake, fam, and we get into the money, reparations over everything, cash payments, FBA Renaissance, certified Black. Let me show you even more. Roland's running around here, and oh boy, Roland mad. Roland's out here being way hyperbolic. He's saying this, baby, is the time that we have to go to war. Roland is saying it's wartime, y'all. It's wartime. See, what it really is, it's war with him trying to get some food right now. That's what it really is, fam. Roland's trying to go to war with Pizza Hut, but he ain't got the money to pay for that double stack, triple topping pizza. So he's out here talking about it's war. We need to go out there. And they're further talking about this freedom summer. Yes. This marching. Yes. They're still running around here talking about Selma. Yes. And we still out here laughing at every one of them because that's what you do when you come across losers. Look at this, family. Oh, Roland done blew a damn lid. And they're out here saying, let's go march. I showed you 1 and 2. Now let me show you 3 of these people talking about Selma. Here we go again.
Majority that we have in the state of Mississippi. But we have to fight, Roland. We have to inform the public. The Black Caucus is going on tour, going to every town, hamlet, and village.
There you go.
Making people aware of what's going on with this Calais case. And look, this is not the time to go to sleep. This is not the time to stop fighting. The work is just starting, and we're ready for it, Roland. And we're asking clergy, elected officials, grandma, grandpa, senior citizens, if you got one fang, one claw, it ain't the time to retire and go sit on the porch. We need you, all hands on deck right now here in Mississippi.
Stop. Hell no. No. Grandma ain't coming. Because let me tell you something. Grandma in this era relates to us. Grandma in this era supports foundational Black American grassroots. Fam, they still talking about the 60s. They still talking about Selma. And notice he didn't say young folks. Notice, fam, he didn't say the young brothers and sisters with the energy. He said he wants grandma to go out there. I'll be damned if an 80-year-old grandma in 2026 in the summertime, where it's going to be hot as hell in Mississippi and Georgia and Alabama, all throughout this thing, is going to put down her sweet tea and go march because you told them how bad Donald Trump is. Y'all better take that Democratic shilling and go back to the Democratic plantation with it and shove it up your new, you know what, because Black Americans ain't rocking with that at all. Hell to the no. And did he say if you got one fang or one claw? What the hell is he talking about?
We're ready for it, Roland, and we're asking clergy, elected officials, grandma, grandpa, senior citizens, if you got one fang, one claw, it ain't the time to retire and go sit on the porch. We need you, all hands on deck right now.
here in Mississippi.
Absolutely, Representative Kareem.
No. Grandma, you stay exactly where you are, Grandma. You done did everything you needed to do in life. Don't let these people walk you on outside because they're upset that they can't afford Applebee's anymore. Don't be upset because they can't get Wendy's anymore or McDonald's or Hardee's. They can't go to Fat Burger. Don't let them try to get you out there in them streets so they can get a couple extra dollars. And what do you mean we going on tour? You only going down the tour of being irrelevant. And guess what? That's where you live, so it's not that far of a trip for you any damn way. No, it ain't. Look at that, family. Look at that. They really think that they're going to go. Yeah, he said claws. What? If you got one claw, you got one fang left, I need grandma, senior citizen. He told them not to retire. Fam, you see how desperate they are? Do you see how desperate they are, family? They're telling people to not retire and to go fight for voter rights. And by the way, here's the thing, fam. I'm going to tell you what nobody's talking about. We still have the right to vote. Y'all see how they're doing a play on words, right? I want y'all to notice that. They're making it look like it's this big factor and this big issue, like we don't have the right to vote. No, the only thing that happened was the districts got changed. And the districts getting changed does not affect Black American voters. That affects Black politicians. You see, they've tried to master the art, but failed terribly, like they fail at everything, of trying to get Black Americans to believe that what affects a Black politician affects a Black citizen. It has nothing to do with that. Black Americans can still go vote. You can go vote right now. Even with all the cuts and all the districts and everything that's being turned and flip-flopped, that has nothing to do with Black folks going down and casting a vote. That has not been affected. That has not been changed. But they're trying to do a play on words to persuade you to believe that. But in reality, it's about them. And that's what the Democrats always do. It's about what affects the white liberal, and then what affects the white liberal, how it affects the black-faced Democrat. And if it affects a black-faced Democrat, they make it look like it's affecting the Black American citizen. It goes from white liberal to black-faced Democrat to the Black American citizen. And now what we realize is that what affects those two parties, those two plantation lovers, has nothing to do with our community. We still out here getting money. We still out here getting up every single day, going to work, and we stronger than ever. Black Americans right now are living the life. Black Americans are enjoying themselves because we're perseverers. There's nothing that they've thrown at us or that they've told us to fearmonger us that has affected our day. We still waking up. We still getting paid. We still strong. We're still eloquent, and we are still exceptional. So the fact that we love our life so much, that's pissing them off. They're really upset right now, fam, because nothing upsets the system of supremacy and all their little black-faced minions more than Black American happiness. They want Black Americans to be upset. If you notice, every time you hear a Democrat talk, it's always doom and gloom, because in reality, fam, our peace and our happiness is really upsetting them because they can only operate and function in a world where we are not peaceful. See, they need Black Americans to suffer. They need you to get unalived in a store, so they can say, look how bad the Republicans are. Come vote for us. They need them to say, hey, we're going back to slavery. So they can say, come vote for us. They need everybody out there to say, well, we tried, we worked for it, but we can't do it. So come vote for us again. None of that is working, y'all. We are peaceful and we're loving everything that we got going on. And that's the most beautiful thing about this generation and about this era, y'all. It is lovely. And this is why I'm loving the energy, the traction, and the motion that we got popping off in these streets, family. And when I say popping off in these streets, fam, let me make this crystal clear. And I'm about to say some breaking news for everybody. I was going to put in the chat earlier today that I had some good news for everybody. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, because this is how I get down. 2026 Regulator Tour. I know I had a lot of brothers and sisters hitting me up saying, hey, Black Alpha, when, where, let's get it. And I said, no problemo. Shit, when, where, right back to you, because I'll be wherever you want me to be as well. I got an update for y'all, but let me tell you something. It requires y'all to do a little something exceptional for me, okay? Fam, there's a place, and it's in the South, and they're having a gathering. And they like to eat food at this gathering. And it's coming up this month. And I had a lot of certified foundational Black American regulators who wanted to know, where are we going to next? And I said, there's a lovely place that we can definitely do the regulator tour. While they out there, wheelchairs on Washington, y'all, and they out there struggling and fumbling and bumbling with their Selma, and they getting their ass whooped still, good, we're going to be out here shining. I need my foundation. Y'all down. Listen, I had a lot of people tell me, if you're down, and I don't care if you in the South, you in the Midwest, you in the East Coast. If you down, family, I need you to email me, blackalphanetw1@gmail. Hit me up. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. And I think you've already put it together, fam. And I want some certified riders, y'all. I want some certified riders like we always got. And we're going to be active and activated. And we're going to be out here rolling. But there's an old guy who said, why are you fucking with me? and he's got this thing going on. You feel me? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about, my Black Americans. You know what your brother Black Alpha's getting at. Well, you already know. I see you in the chat. I see you in the chat. Fam, it ain't no secret. You feel me? And they having one of those. So I say, how about some of us don't go ahead and do a pull up? Because it's already set off. And I done had a hell of a lot of foundational Black American brothers and sisters, kings, queens, goddesses, and guys told me, Black Alpha, let's go, go, go. And fam, I'm like, I'm ready to ride, ride, ride. So hit me up. Let me know. I'll send you the information. We can get it bubbling and popping. And I don't care if we got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 foundational Black Americans, because wherever we go, the energy goes right along with us. So let's do it. That part. Family, we ain't done. We don't hide. We don't run. We out here. We on one. You know, a party ain't a party if we don't come. And that's what the regulator tour is showing, fam. The regulator tour is showing everybody that nothing moves without foundational Black Americans. If you are not a certified foundational Black American, you ain't really doing nothing. Okay. And I'm going to make that bold and proud, y'all. If you're running around here and you're just marching and you're still singing songs and you're out here talking about no justice, no peace and all of that, the youth don't give a damn about that. Young folks don't want to hear that. Old folks don't want to hear that. Because, see, fam, they got an error based on dinosaurs. We got an error based on code, being codified, standing on business. Damn, my email is already dinging. Y'all Black Americans ain't playing. I'll be damned. My email is already blowing up. I'm ready to ride. I guess I'll see you there, right? Let's go. So, family, the fact that we're out here standing on super certified business and they out here still talking about Selma, they're living in 1960. We're in 2026. You see the difference? Fam, there's a big difference between what we're doing, where we're at, and where they are. They are still in the past, y'all. Way the hell in the past. And that's good. Stay there. Because just like your policies are outdated, so is everything else. So I see Charleston in the house. Let's go. You ain't shit. You right there. Let's go. But fam, check this out. Oh, Columbia. Okay. Well, check. Let's go. Let me show y'all something though, fam. When I say time is running out on the Democrats, literally, time is running out on the Democrats. Did y'all see that Omar chick? She is now being pressed, and today is the deadline for her to turn in all the reports from the scamming that she's done. Fam, look at this right here. Oh, the walls are closing in on the Democratic Party, and they have nothing but themselves to blame. No backbone, no save democracy, no help, no talk. I want y'all to notice all those no's that Black Alpha just put on the table, okay? There's no backbone, there's no help, there's no save democracy, save the election, and there's no more talk, family. It's just money. Look at this, fam. Oh, the walls are closing in on them, and you've got to love it. Watch this.
Democrat Ilhan Omar closing in on a deadline set by Minnesota Republicans to turn over documents about potential ties to a state fraud ring after she dodged a hearing last month. Our senior correspondent Mike Tobin is reporting live out of Chicago. He's got the latest details for us. Hey, Mike.
And Sandra, that deadline is today for Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar to turn over documents and communication tied to defendants in that massive Feeding Our Future scandal. The Minnesota House Committee on Fraud Prevention and State Agency Oversight is holding its last meeting of the legislative session today. However, the committee does not have enough votes to subpoena the Congresswoman, so the committee doesn't have a legal mechanism to compel Omar to cooperate. The chair of the committee has sent Omar multiple invitations and requests for documents. Omar does not respond. Omar now sponsored the 2020 Meals Act, which removed the guardrails on COVID relief money and helped the fraud run up to $250 million. Despite that, the chair of the Fraud Prevention Committee does not anticipate the Minnesota congressman will respond by the deadline.
It shows her continued disdain for the taxpayers. She feels like she's above having to answer for her involvement in the fraud and her responsibility as a member of Congress who, she passed the bill that took the guardrails off the school nutrition program that led to the conditions that enabled Feeding Our Future.
Now, Amy Bach was convicted as the mastermind of the Feeding Our Future scandal. Defendants billed the government never provided through existing restaurants and sham companies. Now, in Bach's trial, Omar's name appeared in an email chain with Bach. Trial evidence showed text communication with Bach and Omar. Trial evidence also showed Bach exchanged emails with one of the defendants who fled the country. The title of that email chain was Ilhan's Office. Now, back in January, our Alexis McAdams interviewed Amy Bach. She said she never spoke directly with Representative Omar, only people in her office. And the conversation, she said, were never substantive.
Stop. Deadline day for Omar to turn over documents to Minnesota committee. Fam, that's why JD Vance was on the case, because they about to do the real extra pull up on her. So she in Minnesota, they got eyes on her. She's probably going to end up being the fall person for all the scamming that's going on. Democrats to throw her under the bus. I believe Tim Walz cut a little deal. Voila, everybody keep on moving. That right there is happening to them. Black Americans ain't saving them. Notice, y'all, they went through all the ICE protests. People was getting unalive, taken out in the middle of the streets, the learning center, and everybody else was getting wrapped up. We ain't saving them, right? And then on top of that, there's somebody else out there that, I might have been mentioning a couple minutes ago. By the way, my phone and my email is blowing up. Y'all not playing. Boy, them certifieds ain't playing no games up in here, and I'm loving it, family. Let me tell you this, though, fam. There's been a hell of a lot of things going on, and there's been a hell of a lot of people that have been talking real reckless about foundational Black Americans for quite some time. Well, let me tell y'all the bad news for them and the good news for us, y'all. All this redistricting that's got them so afraid, well, that guy that I was talking about a moment ago, family, it looks like he might end up getting kicked out with the whole districting being chopped up. Watch this.
Groundbreaking redistricting case that could impact for many years to come the power of minority voters in this country. It focuses on the constitutionality of Louisiana's congressional map and how it was redrawn. The justices determined if Louisiana lawmakers properly balance constitutional and Voting Rights Act protections. I want to get straight to CBS News chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford, who has been reading through the opinion. Jan?
Well, Major, we just got this ruling within the last couple minutes. The justices in a 6-3 vote, a decision written by Justice Samuel Alito for the other 5 conservatives, are striking down a second majority Black district in Louisiana, ruling that state officials focused on race, and that amounted to an unconstitutional racial gerrymander. Now,
stop. Notice, fam, they're trying to play those games, right? Notice, y'all, they think they slick. But look at this right here, fam. Now you're going to see that they are coming after a particular guy right here. Oh, yeah. Clyburn looks like he's about to be cut out of his district that he's been running with for the last 3 billion years.
Ruling that effectively gutted a key part of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. This decision marks a major step backward in our pursuit of a more perfect union and threatens to pull our country deeper into a never-ending partisan gerrymandering tug of war. I and many of my colleagues owe our service in Congress to the 1965 Voting Rights Act.
You ain't never left 1965. You still there. Watch this, fam. It's about to get real interesting.
When I was elected in 1992, South Carolina had gone 95 years without a Black representative in Congress, although for much of that time, South Carolina's population was majority Black. The 15th Amendment to the United States Constitution granted Black men the right to vote and was ratified on February 3rd, 1870. Between then and 1897, 22 Blacks were elected to Congress, 8 of them from South Carolina.
Is he saying anything nowadays? Everything that's coming out of his mouth is 1942 and 1322 and 1855 and 1955. Coming to the future, okay? Speak. But let me tell you, if you don't come into the future, look like the future is about to come to you. Family, they talking about getting him straight up out the paint. Here you go.
Districting. Let's turn to that seismic Supreme Court decision about redistricting and the battle that is really going to impact several states. We have now House Speaker Mike Johnson pushing for southern states to redraw their congressional maps ahead of this year's midterm elections in the wake of that decision. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster indicated he may follow suit. Where are you on all of this?
I've been calling for redistricting District 6, which is Jim Clyburn's seat, when I announced for...
I've been calling for a redistricting in District 6, which is James Clyburn's seat, and he's been there since Triceratops. Oh, man. Oh, the Republicans is on you now, Clyburn. Why are you fucking with me? all them fish fry and chicken nuggets. They can't save you, partner. 1962 can't save you, partner. Shit, 1805 can't save you.
This.
I've been calling for redistricting District 6, which is Jim Clyburn's seat, when I announced for running for governor. It's redistricting District 6, which is Jim Clyburn's seat. 6, which is Jim Clyburn's seat, which is Jim Clyburn's seat. When I announced for running for governor, it's something that's time is due, and it's great the Supreme Court did what they did, and now we need to act on it. But it's going to take the public getting involved and saying we need it now. And the people in district,
we need it now. Speaking on behalf of the public, redistrict Clyburn, and maybe it'll go from the 6th poorest district in America. Maybe we can work to get it to at least 9. You can't do any worse. The public wants it. How about that one? That's why
people in District 6 are desperate for it. Of the 14 counties that make up this district in South Carolina, 8 of them are split like a jigsaw puzzle. You have to be a surveyor, a land surveyor, to figure out where to go vote, which precinct to go to. So the time has come for the people, and let them choose who they want.
There you go, y'all. There you go. I just took a trip and we went straight through Minnesota and all the way through Carolina. That's why Clyburn is so upset. That's why Clyburn is so scared. He about to get redistricted. Oh, yeah. So doesn't this prove again that this has never been about the black citizen or the black voter? We still black American citizens, and we still have the right to vote. Not near black American has been turned away at the polls. This has everything to do with those black do-nothing politicians are about to get canceled, about to get fired, about to get a pink slip. You're going to be redistricted out. Same exact thing that went on with Jasmine Crockett. Remember Jasmine Crockett? She got redistricted, then she thought she was going to run, then she lost. There it is, fam. This is about to be the end of Clyburn. They're going to redistrict his area, and then it's about to be peace out or adios, okay? Because since you love Julios so damn much, let me speak to you in his language. Adios. Get your ass out, pack your bags. And the public has spoken. This is why he was so afraid. This is why he was so upset. This is why he didn't really want to mention it or talk on it or speak on it. They know now that the game of telling us this is our problem has been flipped on them, because now we know it's their problem. And this is what's going on out here in these streets, family. He's about to be gone. And if he's about to be redistricted and kicked out of his position, I think it's only right that the regulator goes ahead and gives him a parting gift. And how about we let him know about all those years of benign neglect, disrespecting us, talking down on us, telling foundational black Americans you won't go do nothing, very bold and stuff, trying to give people food so they don't focus on policies. How about you get a parting gift? Certified regulator sponsored. We appear courtesy of FBA. Let me show y'all even further what I mean, y'all. These people think they slick, and they think that they're playing us. But the news is getting real bad for them, because this is what they were doing the whole time. Fam, that right there. Do you see Clyburn? You see Clyburn right there? Look, Clyburn. Look at Clyburn. Look at Benjamin Chomp. Look at him, family. That's who they love. That's who they love. They love them some them. Okay? That's who they love right there. You can just see, fam. That man is emotional. That's what they was doing. Joe Biden was saying all types of reckless things about foundational black America. Joe Biden was out there giving all types of eulogies for open racists. Well, now you can go over there and you can have some fun while you with them. Look at this, y'all. These people think that our people are going to save them, but they sadly mistaken. Matter of fact, fam, I don't even think that they believe that. I think it's just time where they know it ain't happening. But let me tell y'all, when he wasn't doing all of that, he was doing some of this right here. This is Clyburn, and this is why Clyburn is all the way out the way. You see, family, who they love? You see, they talk all that talk about supremacy, but yet they always hugging on some supremacist. See, they want to tell us that supremacy only exists with the Republicans. That lets you know they're not really against the system of supremacy. They just use the system of supremacy to try to get black Americans to vote. Supremacy lasts on both ends. Supremacy is activated on both sides, and foundational black Americans see all the way through it. So since we see all the way through it, and we know exactly what they're talking about, and we know exactly where they're coming from, then now, family, they're going to see exactly where we stand. And that is certified foundational black America, not sitting on the couch with your ass a $5 footlong, and sitting there having a bottle of beer with your man breast hanging out your damn shirt that says Democrats. That's their problem. And their problems aren't our problems. And this is why they're so angry, because we understand that. Let me tell you guys something. This is why it's so beautiful right now. This is why it's so impactful, y'all. The foundational Black American grassroots, we're functioning in every aspect of our society. So you have brothers and sisters who are very, very stern and very, very known in the political social world. You have brothers and sisters who are very, very stern and very, very known in the political world. And that's where it's taken us to another level. We understand what these people are doing, and therefore we're able to combat that. So there's nothing that they can give us in return that we're not dishing out to them first. We went in all elements. So the fact that they're trying to have these tours, I showed y'all. Omar is getting closed in on, look like it might be some handcuffs. All the Democratic shills are about to get arrested. Don't look too good and out of a job. And then you have Roland Martin, who's running around here, and he's still talking about let's go to war because, you know, he shields the most. Somebody get him a trophy for the biggest shield. And I mean that in two ways. Look at this right here, family. I want everybody to see this right here. This is what I'm saying. They can no longer control us because we know what our agenda is and they don't have one. We know that we're winning out here and they're losing. We're winning at an all-time high and they're losing at an all-time low. That's beautiful, fam. It's not just a generational shift. It's the foundational Black American grassroots takeover, gatekeeping, and the gate has been kept. Look at this, fam. Oh, Roland out there heavy. Roland out there panicking. He yelling. And Roland's telling all of us how we need to go and vote and how we need to go and support them. Watch this, fam.
All hands on deck, because they are trying to destroy the Black infrastructure. They're trying to destroy Black political power. They want to destroy everything that we fought for since the end of the Civil War, since Reconstruction, 92 years of Jim Crow.
92 years, Jim Crow, Reconstruction. Fam, have they said anything about modern Black life? Have they said anything about you today, about your kids today, your family right now? All we've heard is 1960, 1940, 1850. They ain't said nothing. They talk more about the Civil War than they talk about yesterday. They talk more about civil rights than they talk about reparations. They talk more about Black folks way back in the 1700s than they talk about Black folks right now, living in the past.
13 years of the Black freedom movement, 60 years of Black political progress. They want to wipe that out. And I'll say there's no way in hell that we going to stand here and let them wipe out what our ancestors fought for. And we're going to let them do it without a fight. As my frat brother.
Ancestors? Whose ancestors? You talking about yours in Haiti? You talking about yours in Port-au-Prince? What you mean ancestors? Y'all notice now they're trying to talk like the grassroots? Talk about the ancestors? How come y'all don't ever support reparations for the ancestors? Fam, they'll talk about the ancestors for voting rights, but they won't talk about the ancestors building America. They won't talk about reparations. They won't talk about cash payments. They only want to acknowledge our ancestors when it comes to voting rights, but they don't ever want to talk about our ancestors when it comes to money, because his ancestors aren't our ancestors. Try again, Holland.
Burton Woodson Tandy said, we will fight until hell freezes over, and then we will fight on the ice. That has to be our attitude. We have seen it in Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi. Florida took action before the Supreme Court decision. The Mississippi governor actually said before the decision came down, we should call the session because we know how they're going to rule. Folks, we need to call this what it is, and that is an absolute attack on Black America by the Republican Party. And there should be a state of emergency in Black America with what is going on. What we should be looking to is having a freedom summer where we are educated.
There you go. There you go, fam. They want to have a freedom summer. Their response is to go march. Their response is for us to go to Selma. They not serious. They ain't got no plan. They ain't got nothing, fam. These are old, outdated, counterfeit dinosaurs, fam. You talking about a state of emergency, fam? Is your life a state of emergency? Mine ain't. Mine is lovely, fam. I'm out here standing on 10 with my certified foundational Black American community. I love where I'm at, and more importantly, I love who I'm with, which is all of y'all. And do you see, he's trying to state of emergency, Black folks. He's trying to march. He's trying to have a summer of marching. How come y'all just don't go and get it done? How come y'all don't go write policies for us? They trying to combat the grassroots right now with this summer of marching. And I'm going to say it's going to be a summer of hell to the no. It's going to be a summer of G-checking. It's going to be a summer of certifieds. Oh, he's scared, y'all. Very scared.
We should call the session because we know how they're going to rule. Folks, we need to call this what it is, and that is an absolute attack on Black America by the Republican Party. And there should be a state of emergency in Black America with what is going on. What we should be looking to is having a freedom summer where we are educating, informing, and enlightening folks, signing people up. This must be the most aggressive Black voter campaign since the Civil Rights Movement. I kid you not. I am not sitting here being hyperbolic. What I'm saying that what we are witnessing are folks who want to cement white power, white supremacy. And this conservative right-wing Supreme Court is allowing Republicans to do that. They're instituting their will as opposed to what Congress decided, the passage of the 1965 voting.
1960, 1970, 1950, 1940. Nothing about today, y'all. Nothing about today. This ain't got nothing to do with Black Americans. This got everything to do with black-faced Democrats. Y'all's jobs are now in jeopardy. So quit trying to put your problems on us. Quit trying to put all your issues on Black Americans. We good to go. And you're not going to relegate supremacy just to the Republicans. I told everybody, Republicans and Democrats are twins. These are two twins trying to act like they don't look alike. Okay? Everything he said about the Republicans is true. But everything about the Republicans is just like the Democrats. So in reality, if you ain't calling out both sides, you ain't calling out no sides. Nice try, just like you ain't got no neck. So it's no, no, no. And I'm going to give you another one. Hell no, because we ain't marching.
Rights Act. And so we must be responding in the most aggressive way possible. Let me first bring up as my guest, Kabir Kareem. He is the chair of the Mississippi Legislative Black Caucus. I'm glad to have you on the show. Here's the deal. We've covered the elections most recently. You had some special elections in Mississippi where the courts ordered the elections to take place that broke the Republican supermajority.
Whoa.
Bring up as my guest, Kabir Kareem. He is the chair of the Mississippi Legislative Black Caucus. I'm glad to have you on the show. Here's
y'all. He done brought up Kabir Kareem, Kamir Khalid, Katir Kareed. Fam, does this man look like he's on the job? Does he look like he gonna win over the youth? Do the young folks feel that they gonna relate to this guy? He done brought this man up like he on the case. He about to lay down the law. We don't know him neither. And he ain't got a neck just like you. This is the no neck committee. It's the no vote committee because foundational Black Americans is saying hell no to your shenanigans. You're going to have to try better than this, fam. This is hilarious. The Democrats are desperate. The desperate Democrats. They got no necks, no votes, no policy, no agenda. They ain't got no Black American support. They done brought this guy, whoever the hell he is, don't know what he is. The man looked like he got about 35% of Al Sharpton's perm on his head. He looked like somebody done sprayed it with some hair dye, okay? He looked way too serious and way too overweight, okay? So get your game right. Step your game up because this ain't going to win over Black Americans today. This ain't going to win over the youth. Do you think foundational Black American brothers and sisters in their 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s is rocking with this? Brothers and sisters in their 60s and 70s ain't rocking with this. You better go head to Jurassic Park because them is the only folks who gonna relate to you because y'all's about as old and outdated as them. Step your game up. Fam, this is the best the Democrats got. I'm sorry, I'm about to be Petty Murphy, okay? Black Alpha is about to be Petty Murphy, all right? Ha, 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 ha. Y'all lose. You mad. Rollins mad. This guy right here with Al Sharpton's perm and hair dye is mad. Y'all can't get no votes. Y'all mad. We pulling up on y'all. Nobody's coming to march. Black Americans want reparations in a regulator tour. We want tangibles and policies. Ha, 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 ha. Your way is over with. Checkmate with your punctified energy. We always win.
The deal. We've covered the elections most recently. You had some special elections in Mississippi where the courts ordered the elections to take place that broke the Republican supermajority. We've seen the courts rule Supreme Court cases as well. The reality is your state, the higher percentage of Black folks in any state in the country and Republicans, they want to wipe out this congressional seat of Congressman Benny Thompson, and they're going to wipe out state Senate seats, state representative seats, and seats all up and down the board, 900,000 to 1 point.
Watch this, fam. Watch this. This is what we were talking about on Friday. He's going to tell you how we quit voting for the Democrats. Watch this. This is what they're afraid of, y'all. Ever since Barack Obama conned black folks, that's when the exodus of black Americans leaving the Democratic Party begun. And he's trying to make it look like it was just 2 weeks ago. No, this started 18 years ago when Barack Obama tried to play us and black Americans said never again. That's why baby boomers love y'all. Gen Xers love y'all. Millennials, I am y'all. We all said goodbye. Watch.
0.1 million eligible black Georgians did not vote. The 2018 governor's race.
He said Georgians did not vote. Watch these numbers, y'all. He's going to tell you why they losing. He going to tell you why he's sweating. He going to tell you about his high cholesterol. Just listen to the shields. We done broke them so bad, they're admitting how down bad they are. He's going to tell you why we ain't voting.
Any state in the country, and Republicans, they want to wipe out this congressional seat of Congressman Benny Thompson, and they're going to wipe out state Senate seats, state representative seats, and seats all up and down the board, 900,000 to 1.1 million eligible black Georgians did not vote.
GA, Georgia, stand up. I was one of them. I was one of all them 1.1 millions. Shout out, GA, Georgia, in the house. If you from Georgia, stand up. My home, represent. Georgians, we ain't go for that. No. Shout out to GA, and it's going on all across the country.
The 2018 governor's race was decided by 54,723 votes. The 2022 governor's race was decided by 191,581 votes. Y'all, 900,000 to 1.1 million black people did not vote. In 2024, North Carolina, Donald Trump won that state by 160,000 votes. Some 600,000 black people did not vote in North Carolina in 2024. Now, if you want to understand again what, and I keep telling y'all, you want to understand what happens when we turn out, what happens when we vote, I go to 2028.
2028. He said, if you want to know, let's go to 2028. What, the 2028 that ain't happened yet? Fam, look at him, sweating under the light. He got the years wrong, the numbers wrong, the digits wrong. In 2038, I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. In 2038 ain't going to be no Democratic plantation. In 2028 ain't going to be one. Fam, we got this man messing up his numbers. He don't even know what day it is. You see, there ain't no time on the Democratic plantation. You wake up, you eat butter biscuits, you do all that stuff and serve men, okay? Like Mr. Warnock was doing. You be punctified in the pulpit. If you just got here, rewind it, you'll see what I'm talking about. That's all they do all day, but they don't play us. He don't know.
2008. This was for the New York Times. Total turnout in 2008 was about the same as it was in 2004, about 64% of voting age citizens. It said, but with Barack Obama on the ballot,
he gave us a damn black and white screen. Man, what there's no numbers there. Boy, he all over the place. He probably trying to hide that W, man. With them cheeks out on his iPad, so he done skipped over this part. What? There's no statistics. Look at it, fam. He gave us an empty screen. He like, let me show y'all this empty screen. Fam, everything is empty. Empty thoughts, empty mind, okay? Empty policies, empty promises, okay? The plantation is empty. The house is empty because they're being evicted and they done took out all the furniture and it's on the corner and it's on the curb. There's nothing solid about these people. This man is having all types of gaffes. We got him broken. This broken rolling. And we in here.
Makeup of the 131 million who voted last year was markedly different. While the number of non-Hispanic white voters remained roughly the same, 2 million more blacks, 2 million more Latinos, and 600,000 more Asians turned out. Compared with 2004, the voting rate for Black, Asian, and Hispanic voters increased by about 4 percentage points. The rate for whites declined by 1 percentage point. What have I been telling y'all? When white voters are here and we go here, we can win. We need Black folks with a fervor, like I saw that picture in Mound Bayou where they said there was a near riot as 13,000 people were trying to grab voter registration forms. What must happen is that we should be thinking of that placard at the Lorraine Motel, the National Civil Rights Museum, where a young girl was quoted saying, "All I want for my 18th birthday is a voter registration card."
Stop. Again, he's talking about the past. And fam, that wasn't me. This is him. This is what he put out. This screen and him not showing the chart and one side of his body missing, which is a big side if it's missing, family. That's him. He the one putting out this dirt with these broken down screens. Ain't got nothing to do with Black Alpha. Nah, I just took it off of what they put out. Hell no, his screen all messed up. He ain't showing that. I can't enlarge nothing. That's him. Okay, he the one putting out stuff because he don't really want to show the statistics. He don't really want to show the data. Fam, he messing up on purpose because he understand when he put them numbers together, the math ain't mathing. He ain't multiplying. His numbers ain't getting it right. He just told you it's 2028. You know what I'm saying? So he told you it's 2028. He ain't got the screen right. He's talking about statistics. He got half his body cut off. Half his body is about the size of a football field, and the other half is about the size of Texas. But I'm just keeping it real. He don't know what he doing. They putting out dirt product. The Democrats is putting out dirt. They product is trash, man. They putting out product that ain't popping, ain't moving society. Don't nobody give a damn. They broken, y'all. This is what the Democrats are doing, and it's all based on the fact that foundational Black Americans done delineated. We done delineated from the Dusties, the Musties, the Rusties, every damn tether, and we most importantly have delineated from the Democrats. The Democratic delineation is going to go down as the most important delineation because once you delineate from the Democrats, all of the other tethers go right along with them. Now watch him right here go back to the past because they ain't got nothing for the present.
The GOP has a war on Black America. And in a war, you do two things. You either fight with all your might or you surrender. Black America, you have to make a decision. Are you prepared to fight in 2026? Remember, when you fight a war, it means you're fighting for future generations.
You ain't been to no war. Fam, I'm not fighting the Republicans because you're a Democratic shill. Okay, stop with all the war talk. Fam, in this political climate, him talking about fighting and war, we denounce all that, Roland. You're on your own. You're on your own. Hold your own Big Mac, Roland. Hold your own Big Mac. You ain't fought no war. That's disrespectful to the foundational Black American brothers and sisters who have fought. Notice he's not talking about fighting supremacy. He's not talking about the internal fight against supremacy. He's only talking about fighting Republicans. This is all they care about, family. They'll never talk about fighting the system of supremacy because that would indict his slave masters on the liberal side. Yes, because white supremacy is in the Republican Party just as much as it's in the Liberal Party, if not more. So there you go. Now, your people in Haiti may flee and run, but don't ever talk about what we need to do, who we need to fight when we got foundational Black American veterans in the house tonight. We got foundational Black American brothers and sisters who served this country and really fought. You talking about fighting the Republicans. Your lifelong goal is to fight a political party versus another political party so your favorite political party can undercut black Americans because you from Haiti. You better keep all of that nonsense to yourself and keep FBA and our ancestors out your mouth. Okay, spit out that damn Big Mac and go ahead and keep FBA out your mouth, partner, because you ain't fighting nothing but your high blood pressure.
Are you prepared to fight in 2026? Or are you prepared to surrender to white supremacists, white nationalists, and the Republican Party advancing the interest of white voters at the expense of African Americans and others? Freedom Summer.
African Americans and others. Fam, brothers and sisters, we in here 2.6 thousand deep. Where are the others at? Where are the others? Where are the black and brown? Notice, fam, they keep talking about the black and brown communities. We want an anti-black American hate crime protection. They say black and brown. We want reparations for foundational black Americans based on the debt that's owed from building this country. They say black and brown. We want simple, tangibles, policies, and benefits for our community. They say black and brown. So how come them brown folks ain't out there marching with all of y'all? Where are the brown folks at right now? You love them so much. You write policies for them all day. The least Julio could do is go fight for his rights. Or are you just throwing them in there thinking we're not going to catch it, but you don't realize that you dealing with certified black society and the FBA renaissance, and we see every dusty ass thing you do before you do it, fam? They mad right now because we happy right now, and they extra mad right now because we winning right now. Nothing is working for them. How about Julio Romero Gonzalez goes out there? Ain't it funny how they'll tell black Americans that we need to go help fight ICE? They'll tell black Americans we need to go stop deportation. How come all of the illegals aren't going to do this voter rights thing? It's proven based on the consensus and the masses of black Americans, we are not interested in your battle against Republicans, Holland. We don't give a damn about your back and forth with Donald Trump. We don't care about your fear mongering because we know you're lying. And since we know you're lying, then we're going to go ahead and sit this one out and let Julio go help you. You just said all the others. So where are all the others at? Because you're going to need all the others because all the sisters and brothers is going to be sitting on that damn couch, regulator style. And then he throws in this summer. Watch.
With all your might, or you surrender. Black America, you have to make a decision.
We did.
Are you prepared to fight in 2026? Remember, when you fight a war, it means you're fighting for future generations. Are you prepared to fight in 2026? Or are you prepared to surrender to white supremacists, white nationalists, and the Republican Party advancing the interest of white voters at the expense of African Americans and others? Freedom Summer commences right now. It is time for us to go to war.
What? Y'all hear this? Man, we denounce all of this. You keep all this. Certified foundational black Americans denounce all of this hyperbolic rhetoric. I want the authorities to pay Roland a visit. We are not talking about going to war with anybody. We ain't fighting no one. We gonna get money. We denounce all of this. Well, I don't want to hear nobody coming around us talking like this. You go fight, family, with Julio Romero. Go fight with Lucy Liu that you love so much. Notice Roland was real quiet about the Ashley Gonzalez situation. Roland didn't say nothing about. He kept real silent. He skipped over that like they always skip over it, like we always see him now. No, fam. This man talking about going to war. You're not fooling black people, Holland. You're not tricking black Americans, Holland. Holland, I know that W man came and snatched your woman, Holland. I know, I seen him. Roy Honer, Neil Hoyner, he said hello. I understand what's going on, Roland. I know that you're mad. I know you're upset right now, and you're very, very angry because you don't know where the next meal is going to come from. I know that you went broke, Roland. I know that you filed for bankruptcy, Roland. I know you got a call to go to Zaddy's principal's office, Roland. I know that your money is very low because the Supreme Court done snatched it up, Roland. I know you identify with these folks, Roland. But at the end of the day, Roland, not even that dirty bathtub from Kamala can save you, okay? Black Americans ain't down with none of that. And this is exactly why you in panic mode. And you gonna stay in panic mode because Black Americans ain't going out there. How come you don't go do it, Roland? How come? How come you don't be the change that you want to see, Roland? You need to change your diet plans, so you need to change your political plans. And I know neither one of them is going to work for you. So try again, Roland, because Black Americans, regulated style.
2026? Or are you prepared to surrender to white supremacists, white nationalists, and the Republican Party advancing the interest of white voters at the expense of African Americans and others? Freedom Summer commences right now. It is time for us to go to war. It is time for us to go to war, Now, after you vote, and if they win, your job is to put pressure on that Democrat to come through with what you voted for.
Nah. See, fam, this is why we breaking it, fam. This is why Foundational Black Americans laughing. You mad, Roland? You mad? He's sitting there talking about after you vote, now your job is to go out there and put pressure on the Democrats. Why? Because every time we put pressure on the Democrats, y'all tell us to be quiet. Y'all know they always give these parameters, all these fake fraudulent statements. Once we vote for the Democrats, it's our job to put pressure on them? No, because if somebody just simply says they want something, you are an attack dog who goes out there and gets mad at everybody for saying it. You get upset at everybody for saying it. You're not going to sit here and tell that lie, Roland, okay? I believe that just as much as I believe you didn't have that all-you-can-eat buffet last night, okay? That's about zero, buddy. Let me tell you something. There go your number right there. Zero, partner. I don't believe that at all. Don't tell me you didn't have that pasta. Don't tell me you ain't had that steak, that salmon. Fam, don't tell me you didn't eat the counter, all right? The counter got bit on. You biting the counter and you done devoured the plate. Okay, you're supposed to eat what's on the plate, not the actual plate itself. But leave it up to Roland to break all the rules and tell all the lies. Lies in disguise. But Foundational Black Americans, we multiply. Don't believe none of that. So what you're trying to do is the same thing you've been doing. You ain't heard Roland Martin? Foundational Black Americans, we're not buying none of this. We've heard this before. Yes, all this I've heard. You told me this before. You said this before. This is all old news to me. Okay, we've been heard this. You're going to tell us that you're going to war. We're fighting supremacy. The Republicans are going to take us back to slavery, yada, yada, yada. Then you're going to tell us you didn't have the buffet last night. You didn't bite the counter. You didn't bite the waitress. You ain't bite the waitress. Keep all those lies, Roland. You ate the counter and you bit the waitress, all right? All right, leave that young waitress alone, okay? She didn't come with the food, Roland, all right? The waitress is not on the menu, all right? So let's keep it real. And then you're going to tell us these lies and just quit telling us all these lies. Let's just be honest, Roland. You're making it up because you understand that money from that bankruptcy is about to go bye-bye, and you're not going to be there getting that menu tonight. It is what it is, and we all know it. Fam, have y'all heard this a million times? Y'all see how desperate these people are? Do you see this as a broken Roland? And you see that we ain't going to no damn Summer of Selma? You know, we out here regulator. We out here two-stepping. Foundational Black Americans, we going to be flipping food on the barbecue. You're not invited, Roland. Don't jump my damn fence, Roland. Or excuse me, don't roll over my fence, Roland. All right? So you're not invited to no cookouts. We're going to be, you know he love cookouts. We're going to be over here cooking, line dancing, two-stepping family. I just seen The Michael Jackson movie, phenomenal. Might go see it again. Our summer is going to be great. We probably going to pull up on some people, continue this regulated tour, be our foundational Black American selves. We're going to stand on business. We're going to stay certified. We're going to enjoy this renaissance with all my certified foundational Black American brothers and sisters. We're going to be out here two-stepping, getting it in. We're not going to Selma, rolling. I know y'all live in the past, rolling, but none of that is working in the present. Because foundational Black Americans, we control all of this. Try another one and stay mad.
Which is why I say at the end of the election, we can't check out of the process. We got to stay fully engaged. But I'm guaranteed to never get anything that I desire if I don't vote. I'm guaranteed not to get anything that I desire if I don't register. So complaining on social media and whining at the beauty shop or the barber shop or wherever you meet literally does nothing. Because I'm telling you, the other side, they're mobilizing, they're organizing, they're strategizing. The Republicans in South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, Arkansas.
Fam, did y'all just hear his fire alarm going? Fam, his smoke detector was going off. His smoke detector knew he was bullishing. Your damn smoke detector don't believe you. Listen, I'm telling y'all, I heard his damn smoke detector. It was beep beeping. Fam, he's beep beeping. His smoke detector is beep beeping. So he's beep beeping with the bullshit. Watch this, fam. I heard it. Let me know.
The Republicans in South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Texas.
Fix your damn smoke detector, Roland.
They're organizing. They're strategizing. The Republicans in South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, Arkansas. Oh, they're flat out using their power to change the laws to benefit them and their white base. So why are we not going to use our power at the ballot box to make it hard as hell for them to do that? We must have the largest mass mobilization of Black voters in 2026 that we have not seen since 2008. We need Black folks with a fervor, like I saw that picture in Mound Bayou, where they
stop. And I see a picture. I see a picture where Roland's talking about Black voters matter. And by the way, Roland, take the batteries out of that little thing that you got in your dresser, okay? Take the batteries out of that and go fix your smoke detector, because your smoke detector don't believe you. Americans don't believe you. The foundational Black American community doesn't believe you. Your own party doesn't believe you. Nobody believes you, because your wife didn't even believe you. That's why she left with Mr. Hoyner. Fam, that shirt really said this right here. Family, y'all see what he was really trying to get at? Fam, this is just Black Alpha. I'm going to go ahead and just fast forward, fam. I thought it said Black voters matter, but it really said Big Macs matter, because this is all about Big Macs. This has nothing to do with voting. This has nothing to do with 1965. This has nothing to do with the past. Family, this has everything to do with, if you don't vote Democrat, he don't get dark money, and then he don't get Big Mac, okay? This is the Big Mac Chronicles, and you'd be ashamed of the things that they would do. You'd be ashamed of what they'll come up with. Because deep down inside, family, all he wants is food. That's just what it's always about. It always goes back to it, okay? He wants 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, onions, pickles on a sesame seed bun, and the counter to go with it, fam. So this is about Big Macs mattering, because he realizes that his big back don't matter at all. FBA regulators. Let's get back to it, fam. You know that we winning. You know that we certified, and you know we got them folks knocked out. I told everybody, how do we win? Knockout every time, family. It don't even go one round. We get them out there in the first. You feel me? So they out here trying to get a little Selma Summer, and we out here standing on certified business, and Foundational Black Americans is winning. And when Foundational Black Americans is winning, it feels so good. It feels so good. That's why you feel so good. That's why I feel so good. That's why we feel so good. We are family. I got all my certifieds with me. So the summer is all about us. And that was them trying to counteract what we got going. That was them trying to counteract our movement, our energy, our frequency. And they're losing that battle. And you'll always lose that battle. Let me tell you something. You always are going to lose the battle of trying to come against the foundational Black American grassroots. The grassroots built this country. The grassroots maintain, sustain this country. We built everything. The wealth to this nation is all us. Everybody out there who's listening, who got a problem with us, I'm here to tell you ahead of time, okay? You're going to lose the battle of trying to come up against foundational Black Americans in the grassroots, because this is the first time in modern history that foundational Black Americans in the grassroots controls the community. This is the most pivotal thing that we've done in this era, my good, great brothers and sisters. The best thing about it, y'all, is that we control this era. There's going to be two people that control the foundational Black American community. It's going to be the boule and the puppets, who apparently are the ones that are controlled by the dominant society, whether that be their massa, who is a Democrat, or their master that's a Republican, or both. But it's going to be one of those supremacist sponsored puppets that controls the community, or it's going to be the foundational Black American grassroots. When they are in control, you get African American, you get people of color, you get minorities, you get Black and brown. But when we are in control, they don't get nothing. Every just group I named, fam, every single group I just named, they get nothing in return when we're in control. That's what we've done, fam. And this is why the youth are watching us. This is why they're trying to stifle what we got going, but they're losing trying to do it because we're just too pivotal for it. And then let me tell you this, family. Y'all notice that the Democrats are the only political party that makes their voters go do all the work? Y'all notice that? This is why we've stepped all the way back, and now we're letting them hold their own. Hold your own NUTs if you got any, because you got to have them to hold them. And I don't think they got them. I don't think they got them at all. By the way, you know what I'm saying? Since we foundational Black Americans and we certified out here, we have delineated to the point where we're watching all of these people crash out, because now the people that they love so much are the people that got to go and do everything that they say that they desire. We're making the Democrats be what they always lie about. Let me say that one more time, family. Foundational Black Americans and the grassroots, we are making the Democrats be who they've always lied about and said that they were. You say that you all about all these people. You say that you're out here serving the planet. You say Black and brown and people of color. Good. Then all of y'all can go over there and y'all can do y'all Black and brown thing. And I'm waiting for it, because don't call foundational Black Americans. I already told you. All right. You're going to call FBA and you're going to get that FU button straight out. And you better not ever call again. This is the type of energy that we're doing. And this is how we're going. And we're so strong and pivotal with our game plan, y'all. It's wonderful. Because if you notice, y'all, the Republicans, their people never march. You ever notice that, family? Think about that. Tell me the last time you seen a Republican pundit telling Republican voters that they need to go out in the streets and put their life on the line and go march. The Democrats are getting their asses whooped by the Republicans. Let me say this now. Quit asking us to go do the work. Ain't that why we vote? Black folks vote for you to go do that. See, they've always had us do the voting, us do the marching, us do the fighting, and have us fight the Republicans. Roland Martin sitting there trying to tell us to go to war with the Republicans. Ain't that what Black Democrat politicians are supposed to do? Ain't that why we vote for you? We voted for you for 60 years for you guys to fight the Republicans. How come we fight, we go out there, foundational Black Americans, how do we go out and vote for you for 60 years and then you still tell us to do the work? How can we be the ones who vote and do the fighting and do the marching? Basically, essentially, Democrats haven't ever done nothing. They just sit back and just let everything go on. They go out, just boom, nothing. Just sit back, nothing goes on. Easy work, boom. They don't do nothing. And it's the only party. I've not seen Republicans go out in the streets and have to go march for these policies. Think about it. Donald Trump is doing all these things that they say he's doing. He's doing them. Think about how everything goes right through with the Republicans. A Republican gets into office, he writes a policy, boom. A Republican gets in office, he writes a law, boom. Donald Trump sits back, kicks up his feet. They ain't got to go do nothing. A Democrat gets in office, and the first thing they do is say, we can't do nothing. All y'all Black folks go out there and march and put your life on the line and do our agenda and not your own. See, the Republicans right now and for the longest time, they be having the Democrats in a chokehold, in a headlock. We don't want nothing to do with your party. Y'all party is a bunch of losers. Let's just say what it is. Y'all are too much losers to stand next to foundational Black Americans as a lineage. Foundational Black Americans are winners. We're thrivers. We're perseverers. We are nothing to do with your loser energy. You out here getting whooped on by the other party. Donald Trump is out here dissing y'all in public. They was investigating y'all. I showed y'all Umar or Omar or Homar, whatever the hell her name is. They sitting there, got her at the Learning Center. They telling her, give us the damn documents. How come y'all don't never do that to the Republicans? How come? You don't never do that to the Republicans. The Republicans do and say as they please and everything just works out. That's it. And you keep us on this perpetual state of go out and do this. Fam, remember, when Jimmy Carter was president, he had the whole government, didn't do nothing for Black folks. Bill Clinton, first term, he had the whole government, didn't do nothing for Black folks. His second term, whole government, didn't do nothing for Black folks. Barack Obama, first term, didn't do nothing for Black folks. Joe Biden had the whole government, didn't do nothing for Black folks. So even when they have all the power, they tell us that they can't do nothing for us. And then when they don't have the power, they tell us to go out there and do something because they can't do nothing for us. It's always the same lie over and over and over and over again. This is just what they do. They out here getting whooped on. So what they need to do, Democrats need to throw a press conference tomorrow and announce to the world and declare that they have no power. This is really what they do. Fam, can we just fast forward this? Democrats, I need you to throw a press conference and declare to the world that you are wimps and you got no energy and you can't handle the Republican Party. Just go on and say it. Say it. Y'all lost the battle. And then quit playing this game. See, what they want to do, fam, they want to play superhero when they want your vote, and then they want to play weak link when they get your vote. You ever notice how strong they act when they want your vote? It's, I can do this, I'm going to do this, we're going to stop Donald Trump, we're going to stop Mitt Romney. All that talk they talk with all that power when they want your vote. Soon as they get your vote, then they turn around and just tell you they can't stop the Republicans. So they need to come out. See, foundational Black Americans, we are strategizers and we whoop them. This is how thorough we are in this generation. I want the Democrats to come out and declare to the world either A, you have no power and the Republicans are better than you, and then we can just go ahead and say, why vote? See, fam, why vote for somebody who can't pass laws for you? Why vote for somebody that can't stop the other political party? They want us to vote for them, go to work, and still do the marching. They want us to vote for them, go to work, and still do the fighting. No, you go do it. That's what we vote for you for. But y'all cowards, though. So they need to hold a press conference and declare to the world that they don't have any power. You're a powerless party. You're not going to play this game where you act powerless when it comes to us. Notice this, fam. When it comes to us, they act powerless. When it comes to foundational Black Americans, then they play this game of perpetual weakness. They're perpetual weak when it comes to Black Americans once they're in office. When they're on the campaign trail, then they tell us how strong we are. Think about it, fam. If they went this hard for any policy specifically for Black Americans, we'd have it. But look how hard they're going for voter rights, something that the average Black American doesn't give a damn about. They were just telling us a couple of weeks ago we was going to get deported and we don't have ID cards. You see how strong they go for illegals? They don't ever do anything for us, so they need to go ahead and let the American public know that they're a weak party and they do not stand a chance against the Republicans. The Republicans are the heavyweights and they're the featherweights. So once we understand that you guys are featherweights, then we just won't vote for you anymore. How about that one? How about that one? Just tell the world you're a powerless party and you got no smoke for the Republicans, and we'll just say, all right, cool. We'll keep it moving. Because what you're not going to do is play Superman when you want my vote. And then play little Boy Scout when you're in office while we sit back and watch you do everything for everybody else. And then let me tell you this, family. This doesn't get talked about enough, and I wanted to speak about this so we can engage on it. Do you know what happens when we point out the fact that they have the whole government every single time they've had the government? I'm talking about they've had the whole government. Do you know that their excuses immediately go over to filibuster? Yes. Family, first they tell you we can't stop the Republicans. We just can't do it. Think about it. Every time that they say the Republicans did it, it's only when they're talking to us. They can't stop the Republicans, so we can't get reparations. They can't stop the Republicans, so we can't get finances. They can't stop the Republicans, so we can't get simple, basic policies. They always point to the Republicans with us. They don't ever point to the Republicans when you talk about the Skittles bag community. They don't ever say, fam, I've yet to see the Skittles bag community say, what are you going to do for us? And they say, we can't. The Republicans stopped it. They don't do that. I've yet to see them say that same excuse to the illegals. When they was bringing in all the illegals, like 20 million, just in 4 years of Barack, Obama, and shit. It was 20 and 20 with Barack and Joe Biden. So you're talking 40 to 50 million illegals, fam, in about 8 years. They never pointed and said, hey, we can't do nothing. Republicans blocked it. That Republican blocked it stuff is an excuse that they use for us. So think about it, fam. When it comes to policies and tangibles and benefits, they give us nothing specific. When it comes to excuses, justifications, and alibis, then they give us specific stuff. So never trust a party that can't give you a specific policy, but they can give you a specific excuse. That's it right there, fam. Yes, we cooking in here today. That's what we're doing. They have nothing but specific excuses for Black Americans, but never specific policies for Black Americans. See, once you point out that you guys had all the power with Barack Obama, how come you didn't do anything? Then they start talking about a filibuster. Then it turns into, well, I know we had the whole government, but the filibuster stopped us from doing anything for y'all. Fam, it goes from we didn't have the government, we didn't have the Congress, we didn't have the White House. And then when they have the White House and the whole government, then it turns into we can't stop them because they filibustered it. Do you know that's a perpetual state that they will have you in for eternity, y'all? You'll never get away from that. They will always have you stuck in that. I've done it. I sat back and just, went at these Democrats because that's what I do. And the Republicans get that smoke too, all of them. And the first thing they say is, well, the filibuster prevented it. So family, every time you turn around, that's exactly what they're going to do. And see, I'm glad because this generation is the first generation that called them on their BS and exposed them. And we said, no talk. This generation said no talk. This generation knows the same. We're not just sitting here talking about these things and calling them out. Black Americans are acting on everything that I just said. We're acting on it. We're saying, okay, well, you can't do this and you can't do that. And then guess what we're going to do? Then we can't vote for you. See, we're giving them that same energy. We're matching their energy with our energy. You can't do this for us. You can't do that for us. Then we can't vote for you. That's a simple exchange, fam. See, when we vote, it's supposed to be an exchange. But our vote, there's no exchange. Black Americans are done with voting because we understand voting gets us nothing, even when all the cards are in our favor, y'all. When the cards are in our favor, you are supposed to vote at a high rate. Black Americans done that, got nothing. You are supposed to specifically push for policies that directly affect your community. We've done that for 60 years, still get nothing. Foundational Black Americans, we want the Democrats to have all of the Congress and the House and everything. When we have it, they still give us nothing. So this is why foundational Black Americans have pulled out. They can come up with whatever excuse they want to. That's only going to keep them further in the hole that they're in. We have put the Democrats in a hole that they will never dig out of, y'all. I'm telling you now. Those games are done. Foundational Black Americans are very educated in not just the political structure. We're educated in the excuses that come from that political party. They have literally cast that too many damn times and it's run dry. You can no longer fool us. I'm meeting young Black Americans that are literally 18, 19 years old. And they're coming up to me and saying, man, Black Alpha, we don't believe nothing they say. And they're saying what I'm saying. And these are babies. Obviously, I have foundational Black Americans who are in their 60s and 70s. They've been seeing it for 60, 70 years. Foundational Black Americans like us, the millennials, we see it. The Gen Xers see it. Every single generation is well represented in seeing the Democrats BS. So therefore, the Democrats are done for. And foundational Black Americans, we created that. Let me show y'all what's happening. Remember Al Sharpton was running around here talking all that tough talk and saying all those things that he was going to do? Let me show y'all this. Did y'all see where Al Sharpton was? Did y'all look at Al Sharpton, y'all? Look where Al Sharpton was, family. Look, Al Sharpton was at that damn, what was it? The Meta Gala? Yes, this is Al Sharpton, brothers and sisters. This is where he was. This man, look, fam. This is where Al Sharpton was. Here we go. There you go. There you go, fam. That's where Al Sharpton was. Is this serious, family? Is this a serious person that we supposed to get behind? Hell no. He running around here telling Black Americans what we needs to do. Look at this man. Look at him, y'all. The man out here at a damn Meta Gala. He's at a Meta Gala, family. You see right there? He is out there effing around and ain't serious at all and doing nothing. Nothing, fam. This is what you get with that punctified leadership from the Democrats. You see it? This is what you get right there. Oh, these people are beyond canceled. Canceled ain't even the word. Canceled ain't the word, y'all. No type of anything for foundational Black Americans, no type of policies. In the condition that foundational Black Americans are in, you should be having every single living second focus on doing something for us, but you'd rather go here and play them games. Well, we ain't playing, and what we gonna do is cancel you out just like the rest of them. Everybody can get this smoke because this ain't what you want. Yes, fam. That just happened, fam. This man out here dancing around. And Al Sharpton, don't nobody want to see you. If Al Sharpton don't get the hell up out of here, Al Sharpton think he pulling up, looking good. Al Sharpton out there think he fly. Don't nobody want to see you out. You ain't getting no new nothing. Okay, stop playing now. Okay, stop playing. Don't nobody want to see you. Don't nobody believe you. Ain't nobody on that. Stop playing. Come up with another one because foundational Black Americans, the whole world ain't taking you serious, partner. No, never, not at all, Mr. Agent Man. And speaking of that, all this talk about the Democratic Party or the Democratic establishment and the lies and stuff that they be on, the Democrats have openly said that they don't support reparations. They said they don't support reparations, family. And we have already exposed that a long time ago. And I want to show you guys even further. Remember when the Democrats put this out right here? The Democrats don't represent Black America, so therefore we don't rock with them. Our party is foundational Black America. It's not the Democrats. There you go. Look at this right here, fam. There you go. Democratic Party does not actively support reparations. There you go. That's all we need to know. This is why we don't vote for y'all. Y'all can come up with whatever excuse that you want to come up with. You can say it's this, that, the other thing. At this point, you just gasping for straws, family. You can't get nothing. Don't no foundational Black American believe anything you talking about. That is why we ain't rocking with you, because of that right there. Y'all said that y'all don't rock with foundational Black Americans and our reparations. So therefore, we said we don't rock with your party. It's simple, y'all. You don't rock with us. We don't rock with you. We don't want to do nothing to do with y'all party. And now your party is out there done for. Done for, and you got to live with it. And I'm good. I'm loving it. I'm loving the energy right there. I know exactly what they're talking about. I know exactly the type of time they on. And if that's the type of time they on, well, let's show them the type of time we're on. And I promise you this, family, our time goes further. Our time goes further. Remember that, y'all. Everything that they say, our energy goes further. You can't match us with energy. We the wrong ones to try to get energetic with. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't support any policy that foundational Black Americans have been on. So therefore, foundational Black Americans don't support you. But family, it gets even deeper than that. It gets even deeper. We've already broke down how these individuals think they slick. We've already broke down how these individuals is trying to play the game. But let's talk about some of these people that they've been trying to send at us. Because, man, there's a lot of these little agents out here that be getting dark money. You got to remember, y'all, we have completely destroyed Holden Martin, Van Jones, Vanessa Jones, you know what I'm saying, Bakari Sellers, you know what I'm saying. We done ruined all of these people. So what they're doing now, y'all, they're going to get a lot of these little nobody bums off of TikTok and these little individuals that really have no weight. And they're out there with these 24/7 spaces. And those are the ones they're giving crumbs to because we've made their shields irrelevant. So now they're trying to get a second layer of shields, people that are even more irrelevant than Al Sharpton. So we've been seeing a lot of these strange people popping up and they all got the same message. You know who you're dealing with when they pop up and they say the same things. They talk about Tariq's y'all leader, y'all's a group, all these things that have been completely dismissed and denounced. We know exactly where it's coming from. That's coming from the Democratic establishment. That's where that's coming from. Y'all look at this video right here. Y'all look at this video because they're blaming Black Americans for not supporting the Democratic Party. And they're blaming Black Americans for this voter rights thing. And that's good because, yes, I take complete responsibility for it. Absolutely, positively. That's just how we get down. But let me show you guys this right here, fam. Y'all look at some of the people who are blaming us. You know they're going to come with the gender war. That's one of the things that really makes them upset. See, they've been running around here trying to get foundational Black Americans to get involved in their gender war, and that didn't work. Think about everything that they tried, fam, and how everything has failed, fam. But watch this right here, y'all. Y'all watch this right here as I show you exactly what I mean. They got people out there just saying anything, any damn thing. Watch this person. This individual goes on a whole thing about the voter rights, but somehow this turns into what Black men need to do better. This is straight up out the Democratic plantation. Watch.
I can't even say the saying of too many chiefs, not enough Indians. We have no chiefs. We don't have any chiefs. And the chiefs that we do have been discussing a young Black woman that got cheated on as if she's the bottom of the earth. This past week has been very interesting, to say the least, right? With the discourse, with everything, because I think it brings up a deeper conversation that we need to have. I don't know when we're going to understand that we are in a simulation. We have been in a simulation since they freed us. They didn't have to keep us in physical chains. They already had us in spiritual and mental chains. They had our mind, and they've been having our mind since the beginning, and they haven't let up since. Let me bring it all together, since a lot of you like to pick and choose what media you see, because when I brought up the femicide that we're currently going through, so many men are so unaware. They didn't know this was going on. They don't understand how. Currently work at a law firm. Won't disclose that because y'all won't get me fired. But regardless, instead of acknowledging the lack in our black men, y'all have to jump to criticize the black woman every chance you get. How does this correlate with the Voting Rights Act? Give me 1 second.
Wait. Yes, family. What the hell this got to do with the Voting Rights Act? What does this have to do with the Voting Rights Act? I was waiting. I was going to let her babble for 1 minute and 41 seconds till she got to that. What does this got to do with voter rights? This has literally nothing to do with voter rights. This is some Democrat agenda, gender war nonsense, fam. She literally hashtagged at the bottom, voter rights. What does this have to do with voter rights? She ain't said voter or rights. So do you see where this is coming from? Let me let this ride. Y'all talk to me.
Instead of acknowledging the lack in our black men, y'all have to jump to criticize the black woman every chance you get. How does this correlate with the Voting Rights Act? Give me 1 second. During the election, more of y'all, I know it was 94%, but it should have been 100. More black men that I've seen and know personally rather have voted for Trump or not at all, more than not at all, because they didn't want to see Kamala because she locked up black men. She was a prosecutor. If some of y'all would make better decisions, we wouldn't even be in this predicament. If y'all didn't always go to the extreme to get to where y'all want to be at, if y'all didn't always feel that you have to do something illegal to get to where you want to be at, look, I get it. Some of y'all don't have the best backgrounds. Some of y'all don't have the best support systems. Some of y'all, it gets to a point where we have to stop using excuses.
What?
Because the thing is black women are coming from the same backgrounds more times than not.
What does this have to do with voter rights? What does this, fam? Kamala Harris ain't even black. What does this have to do with voter rights? Y'all see the ignorance of the Democratic agenda? It is designed to try to stop black Americans with this type of filth.
We are at the same playing field. If anything, y'all are up here when it comes to the playing field. We're behind, and we're still finding a way to make a way out of no way. We're not using excuses for our circumstances because at this point we cannot. I know.
And did she say that black American men were criminals and thugs? Y'all heard that? Y'all do stuff that's illegal. She sound like damn, Charlie Kirk. This sound like Charlie Kirk, fam. And y'all is criminals. Boy. They hate the grassroots, don't they? She need to be hating that damn forehead.
More black women that are hustling to get to where they want to be than I do black men. I literally will have black men that I'm in conversations with asking, oh, why are you hustling so much? Why you don't ever relax? You don't ever rest? Why? Oh, your aspirations are so big. You ask them what they want to do and they good where they at. You're good being a worker. You're good saying yes to the white man that can take the food out of your mouth any day now. You're okay with that. You're comfortable. We got too many men that's comfortable. Y'all always talk about how you want to lead, how you want a leader, how you want a woman to be submissive. Give us something to submit to. Because I'm seeing a lot of nonsense, a lot of bigotry, a lot of patriarchy that doesn't benefit you in any way, shape, or form. It's keeping you single, and it's going to be very interesting to see the circumstances of our black men once they get to the ages of 40 to 60, specifically the men that are in my age group, which is 24 to about 33.
I'm still waiting to see what this has to do with voter rights, fam. What does this have to do with voter? Is she using the same Democratic gender war talking points and trying to infuse it into something politically so they can attack us, because that's what they do. They use ulterior talking points and they try to fuse that in to what we're doing. This is straight up Democratic shield talk.
It's going to be very interesting when y'all hit 50, especially if you stay single. Because the thing is, the women around my age and the educated women that I hang around, they're not going for that nonsense. We're not going for it. We're not. And I mean it. We will stay single before y'all put us through hell and back. I'm sorry, no disrespect, but we are not our grandmothers. Y'all want us to go back to them days so bad, but you don't know what Granny was really going through. But we
that sounds tether talk, y'all. That sounds like Roland a minute ago talking about our ancestors. You notice, fam, when somebody brings up the ancestors and grandma and they say it in kind of a snarky kind of way, like very spiteful, 9 times out of 10, those are tethers, fam. I'm getting real tether energy. First off, I'm looking at that fact that she's got a comb over, and fam, she's in the car in the dark, covering up her forehead. That is the 101 on how to be a tether, okay? You covering up your forehead with a comb over, you're talking gender war talk, and you are in a car in the dark. I've seen it before a million times. That's real tether type energy. And you was very disrespectful to the ancestors too, because I'm thinking that your ancestors probably come from the Caribbean. This fam, are y'all getting Caribbean vibes from her? That's what I'm getting. I'm getting real Barbados, maybe Jamaica. That's that Jamaica talk. Yeah, I'm getting real Caribbean energy here. This looks like a Caribbean tether on TikTok, y'all. This ain't no Black American. No, do I got to hit the tether alert? Do I got to? We had the punk alert earlier, fam. Do I got to hit the tether alert? Because I will. Damn it. Let's go. Where's your family from? I'm sure your family is from Kingston, Jamaica. You from Fleaston, Jamaica. That's where you from. You from Fleaston, Jamaica. You might not even be in America making this damn video. That's how pathetic these tethers are.
are having some real conversations with your homeboys. Because talking about us ain't going to do you no good. It ain't going to do none of us no good. Think about your lineage. Y'all talk about generational wealth all day long, but how are we going to have generations?
Think about your lineage. Think about your lineage. What about think about our lineage? You talking second person, fam. She talking third, fourth, fifth person. Your lineage, fam. I would never say that to any of y'all. I would never say, hey, man, think about your lineage. I would say our lineage. I would never say, hey, think about your culture. I'd say our culture. I would never say, hey, think about maybe, down the block, up the street, over there on your side. I'll say our side. Yeah, tether in the building.
With your homeboys. Because talking about us ain't going to do you no good. It ain't going to do none of us no good. Think about your lineage. Y'all talk about generational wealth all day long, but how are we going to have generations if there's no wealth? If nobody's procreating? If nobody's getting married? If we continue to stay divided, they win.
Oh, yeah.
Our ancestors did not die for this.
Yeah, fam. Yeah, this is a tether. She's got tether daddy issues. This is what, fam, she's a flea bee. Fam, I knew it. This is a flea bee, fam. This is the Flea Bee Chronicles. This is somebody having a flea bee breakdown. Daddy fled, okay? Since daddy fled, daddy wasn't around. So it made her have a lot of animosity towards men because her daddy wasn't there. Her daddy took the first thing smoking after her mama had her. She probably never met her father. This is a flea bee. This is a foreign flea bee. This is a flea bee foreigner, y'all. This is no Black American. No. She said, your lineage. She said, grandmas and fifth person. This is a foreign flea bee, y'all. Daddy done left a long time ago. Y'all notice that a lot of those tethers, they got a lot of like mommy and daddy issues. Everybody gets mad when we talk about how their parents fled and they're from a lineage of fleers. But fam, they show how much animosity they have because their daddy like fled the family. See, their parents flee the family, and then after their parents flee the family, they flee the country. So they're just used to fleers who left a broken home, or excuse me, a broken village. This is a foreign fleabee whose daddy fled to America so he could probably get with a 350-pound W woman in Connecticut. And she's mad because the only daddy she knows is with a 570-pound W woman. That's why. And she's trying to take it out on black men. This is a foreign fleabee. Yeah, paternity fraud. This is paternity fraud, foreign fleabee. That's what this is right here, brothers and sisters. We've reached our verdict. She is guilty of being a fleabee. That's exactly what it is, fam. Fleabees are not hard to spot out, especially when they have a comb over the left side of their fleedman forehead. Damn, paternity, fraud, fleabee, foreigner, and a fleedman forehead. There you go, y'all. We've reached the verdict right here. Yeah, call ICE. Call ICE. That's why they always in the dark, y'all. Yeah, her eyebrows done fled. You ain't lying. Her eyebrows done fled like her daddy done fled. What we talking about out here in these striz neats? This is the energy that we've gotten rid of with delineation. This is why foundational Black Americans are standing on business. And this is why foundational Black Americans is checking the Democratic Party. That's who the Democrat brings in. This is the Democratic base. See, family, we're not the Democratic base. Foundational Black Americans canceled and annexed that party. That's their base right there. So once we G-check the Democratic Party, then all of them, they get G-checked by de facto. Okay, you get rid of one Democrat, you get rid of all the tethercrats. So this is why we delineate from all of them. Everybody is subjected to our delineation. Everybody's getting the delineation smoke. Everybody has to deal with our delineation. Therefore, everybody's upset with our delineation. And you got people who are hiding their foreheads in cars. You got people who are running from ICE in grocery stores and in churches. And then now you have individuals who are running around here talking about go vote for the right to fight the Republicans. No. We're going to sit on the couch for the right to watch you crash and burn. And that's exactly what's happening. This is what it is, fam. There's a domino effect based on foundational Black Americans being certified and on code. Our domino effect is making life miserable for a lot of these fleers and these tethers and these dusties and these musties and these rusties. They don't know what life is about right now. They're really hurt. They're really down bad. They're bootleg, and we're making them stand in all the things that they said. See, right now, family, foundational Black Americans being codified is a living nightmare that these people cannot run from. They just can't run from it. Everywhere they go, they're going to these older Black folks, and the older Black folks is standing on business saying, no, we're delineating. The younger Black folks, yeah, we're delineating. Okay, they go to the grocery store. Roland Martin goes out to a restaurant 17 times in one day. They just keep running into the regulators. See, regulators are everywhere at this point in American society. And you can see that it's causing a lot of distress right now. They're very, very nervous. I mean, we're showing the energy, and energy doesn't lie. Look at our energy is up. Look at their energy and it's down. Look at foundational Black Americans. We're moving around as we please, as we choose. These people are still talking about slavery and civil rights, and they're still hiding their foreheads. Fam, if you're hiding your forehead in 2026, you're a very, very scared fleabee. All right. And they should be scared. They should be scared. Absolutely. Because we yield all the power. And it's always been that way. And we're flexing our muscle. Have you noticed everybody who has a problem with Black Americans are people who are immediately affected by deportation? Have you noticed that, family? Every single group that comes to the United States of America, they have a problem with Black Americans because they're all affected by deportation. The Democratic Party, who brings in all those people, they're affected by deportation. Just find out who's getting deported, and then you're going to find who's angry and upset at Black Americans. You can see it, fam. Everybody who's got a problem with us is everybody who is immediately affected by deportations. And they've been wanting us to come and save them. But with delineation and deportation, they're on their own. Think about it, y'all. Lucy Liu will call up. She'll run her mouth. She can be deported. You'll see Mr. Hernandez. He'll call up and he'll be upset because he can be deported. Mr. Mutombo can be deported. Wycliffe can be deported. Akon can be deported. You got all these people who can be deported. And they're all just so happen to be people who are mad at Black Americans. They're mad at Black Americans because as they're leaving, we're staying. But that's always been the final answer, y'all. This has been written, y'all, for a long time. This is why we say delineation is spiritual. Delineation is a very spiritual thing because what delineation does is that it brings you closer to your core. It brings you closer to your soul. It brings you closer to the brother and sister next to you. This is why you see people coming out here trying to create a division. Have y'all noticed they don't run around here and talk about black on black crime anymore? When was the last time you heard that? There's no traction. Delineation killed the black on black crime lie. It completely destroyed it. You can't run around here and talk about black on black crime because black people are so unified, we're so galvanized, while everybody else is breaking down. Matter of fact, I'm looking at TV. You guys see what's going on in Africa right now? Have y'all been seeing the footage of what's going on in Africa? Let's go there, fam. Since we're talking about breaking the Democratic Party, and then you got to start with the tethercrats. Fam, do you see in Africa right now, they fighting left and right? They are running up. Fam, we thought they had civil wars before. Remember, right here, we called it, y'all. We said the civil wars that's going on right now in Africa, they snatching Nigerians off the street. I seen a dude lip busted, eyeball bust. They running up on people and just clipping them from behind, knocking them across the damn head. And I'm talking about government officials and everybody. Fam, there's something that we didn't get a chance to discuss. And I've been wanting to discuss this with my good brothers and sisters. Y'all see what they did to Julius Malema out there in South Africa? Did y'all see that, family? Did y'all see what they did to him? Don't we always talk about how in Africa, if anybody stands on business, they end up getting arrested? Fam, we talked about this last month, the month before last year. We consistently name them. We named everybody. Because remember, being on code in Africa is actually seen as being off code. See, we view people who challenge supremacy as on-code riders. They view people who challenge supremacy as off-code suspects. Basically, a complete role reversal. Fighting the system of supremacy is good to us. Fighting the system of supremacy is bad to them. Why? Because the people in the system of supremacy, the supremacists, are our open enemies. They view them as their open daddies. Okay? Where you see an enemy, they see a daddy. Where you see on code, they see off code. Family, they done arrested that man. They done arrested man. Fam, can you add him to the list of all of the people who actually stood on business in Africa? Do you see what standing on business in Africa ends up doing to you? You end up getting arrested. Somebody said, where's Umar? Great question. Great question. And I'm going to go ahead and give you that answer. Fam, great question. Because I did a little research, fam, and I'm going to tell you where Dr. Umar is. Let me show y'all pictures this week of Dr. Umar. While Africa right now is in shambles and ruins and they're fighting each other, you guys look at your screen and look what Dr. Umar is doing right now. Everybody look at Dr. Umar. Everybody look at your screen and look at Dr. Umar Johnson. Family, he's taking a picture with Yao Ming. Why is Dr. Umar with Yao Ming? Umar, where you at? Fam, Dr. Umar is hanging out with Yao Ming. Yao Ming is over there doing what? He is oppressing and colonizing them. Yes, this is right here, fam. First off, that picture's off code, off rip. And then when you add the fact that you done took a picture with the colonizer, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, family. Dr. Umar is over there hanging out with Yao Ming. Y'all think that's bad? I ain't playing. We got more. What they say, but wait, there's more. Let Black Alpha show you more, family. Let me show you more. How about this one right here, fam? How about this one right here? Let me show you further where Dr. Umar Johnson is. Y'all look at Dr. Umar. Y'all look at Dr. Umar. He's with Billy Bob Thornton. Look at him over there hanging out with Billy Bob Thornton, y'all. He's over there with Yao Ming and Billy Bob Thornton. That's where Dr. Umar is right now during a crisis. He got a whole crisis going on over there, and he's nowhere to be found. Ain't nobody saying or doing anything. Now, he's always talking about Black Americans. He's always saying all these negative things about us and what we need to do and what we should do and what we could do. How come he isn't saying anything at all about what's going on over there? Family, this is what we're talking about. There goes Dr. Umar Johnson. He's over there taking pictures with these people, having fun with these people, hanging out with these people, and they're over there in Africa right now, breaking each other down over there, family. I'm talking about it's wild over there. And Dr. Umar is nowhere to be found because he done made up his play. He know what team he on. He said he rocking with the other side. Well, there you go. That's Dr. Umar right there, family. Yep, yeah. And then, yeah, absolutely. Then he got this man making the damn Black Power fist. Are you kidding me? Fam, he got Billy Bob Thornton doing the Black Power fist. Yeah, you're done, son. Go ahead and just don't even come around. Don't speak, don't talk, don't say nothing. He's all over the place. Now he's talking about freedmen and all this stuff. Dr. Umar, just go ahead and tap dance with Yao Ming and Billy Bob Thornton, and you stay out of black affairs because you ain't about that life, homeboy. You ain't about that life. No. And that's what's going on over there in Africa. And you don't see them saying or doing anything about it. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. Because you got to understand, fam, the Tethers, the Pan-Africans, the Democrats, they're all in bed together. They've all been working together for a long time. And also, isn't it funny that they always run around here in the United States of America and they tell us about xenophobia? They're like, xenophobia this, xenophobia that, xenophobia. Fam, they're actually putting out statements right now about xenophobia. Fam, look at this right here. Ghana moves to evacuate citizen from South Africa after xenophobic attacks. Everywhere you go, you're always crying about xenophobia. Everywhere you're at, it's xenophobia this, xenophobia that. This is why Black Americans were laughing at them when they came over here trying to talk to us about xenophobia. That same xenophobia that they were always trying to talk about to us. Look at that, family. Xenophobia on their own continent towards each other. This is what they've been doing, fam. There you go. You see it. I see it. We all see it. Look at the xenophobia going on over there where they're putting out statements against their own xenophobia and their own xenophobic behavior. Do you see what's going on over there in Africa, y'all? Africa right now is down all the way bad. Africa is in ruins all the damn way. These people don't know what the hell to do other than go around and fight each other. I told y'all, notice this though, family. I want everybody to notice. Y'all notice they're never xenophobic with the colonizer? You notice that, family? How many of y'all notice that one? Notice they're never xenophobic with the colonizer. Tell me the time that you've seen them ever talk about being xenophobic with the colonizer. I'm just waiting. I've never seen them be xenophobic with the colonizer. You could easily have those same things said about the colonizer that you're saying about other Africans, but you don't. This is why Black Americans, certified foundationals, we're not going for none of that. We know exactly the type of game that these people are on, and therefore we're leaving them all out to dry, all by themselves, all by their lonesome, and we don't want nothing to do with it. It's easy work, y'all. These people now have to hold their own. And let me ask y'all this question. Were we right again, y'all? I mean, damn, how many times are we going to be right? Are we always right? Are Black Americans always correct? I mean, damn. We're always correct. We talk about the xenophobia in these people's community. We talk about how these people been running around here blaming Black Americans for things that they really do. And guess what, y'all? The Democrats ain't done nothing and they're crashing out. And Africans are practicing xenophobia on other Africans. Black Americans called all that stuff out years ago. And it's happening right there, live and in living color. So they're on their own and they got to deal with it. And we good over here. We're extra good over here. And speaking of being extra good over here, I want to show you guys this because this was something that's been on my brain because it's something that we're always talking about. And I'm saying that we're always right. I mean, we're always right. At this point, y'all, I mean, are we not right 100 out of 100? Yes, we are. We're always correct. Y'all know how I'm always talking about a particular community over there in Africa. It's a particular community that goes on. Really, it's not just Africa, excuse me. It's a particular community in all of the diaspora. And this community we've been exposing for a long time. Family, if your eyes, you know what I'm saying, ain't ready for this and your stomach ain't ready for this, bear with me. Fam, aren't we always talking about the dark knuckle community? Aren't we always talking about the dark knuckle community? I'm always reminding you guys that there's always a dark knuckle community out there in the diaspora. Fam, it ain't just freeze frame pictures. No. Look at the dark community here, the dark knuckle community, y'all. This person is proud to be a part of the dark knuckle community. Look, y'all. Look right there, fam. She's talking about her engagement ring, and she's talking about her dark knuckles on top, fam. That's an engagement ring on top of dark knuckles. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that, family. Dark knuckle community. Look at that. This is what's going on. Look at that, family. She's talking about an engagement ring with dark knuckles. I've never seen a wedding ring on top of dark knuckles. She got dark knuckles, dark fingernails. Her damn cuticles is dark. Everything about it, fam. This is who they've been trying. Yeah, look like raisins. You ain't lying. Tactical gloves. You ain't lying, family. You ain't never told no lie. This is who they trying to get black Americans to put capes on for? Nah, we cool over here. Look at that. Look at that. He said, I marry you. He said, I take you. Look at that. Look at, oh my God, that's creeping me out. What the hell? Cringe. Cringe, fam. Look, and not fam, and I'm not even sure if that's a lady, but I'm gonna leave that one alone. That's the dark knuckle. He happy too, ain't he? Ain't he over there happy, y'all? He's like, look what I found. I found this. She's got dark knuckles like I wanted. I prayed to white Jesus to send me someone with dark knuckles. And he did it. He did it. White Jesus, give me dark knuckles. Yes, have all of that. Have all of that, and we're going to be over here doing our thing. Oh, God, he's kissing the dark knuckles. No, he was kissing the dark knuckles, fam. Is he licking her dark knuckles? I'm done. I'm done. I'm done, y'all. They not like us. They not like us. This man over there kissing the dark knuckles, y'all. Nah, terrible, terrible, bad news, unacceptable behavior, flag on the play. But there you go. That's the dark knuckle community for you, brothers and sisters. And that's how the dark knuckle community has been operating. So yeah, if you see a tether, point them out. And if you see a tether, you see a Democrat. So when you get rid of the Democrats, you get rid of all the tethers. Foundational Black Americans, we knocking them out 5 at a time with one punch. Let me show you guys this as well, fam. Yeah, he over there kissing them, man. I'm telling, boy, I got some, man, let me tell you something. I got some things I can show y'all with the dark knuckle community and some of these guys coming over here trying to get them 370-pound Beckys, because y'all know they be loving them 700-pound Beckys. Yes, they do. Fam, remember they was talking about the summer, and they're talking about Roland Martin and all that stuff, talking about the summer, and somebody said a grill. Fam, let me show y'all. Roland Martin and them are talking about running around here, and they want to have a Selma summer. Can I show y'all what a Selma summer looks like? And family, you got to get in your time machine and go back. This is how outdated, how defunct, and how decrepit the Democrats are. The outdated, defunct, decrepit Democrats. Everything that's bad and starts with a D rhymes with them. Watch this right here, family. This is what they're really out there doing. They think that this is going to win over the foundational Black American community. No. Try again. Y'all look at your screen right here, family. This right here is what they're talking about.
You gotta let them know. You can't pull that in Louisiana. You used to be able to do that, but it's a new day. That's not happening anymore. We believe in our vote. We fight for our vote. We've been doing it a long time. We're not going nowhere.
I think anybody who have a sense of right and wrong should stand up against that, because that's a direct strike against democracy. We're not asking for anything extra, Just live up to the Constitution that was written.
You gotta let them know. You can't pull that in Louisiana. You used to be able to do that, but it's a new day. That's not happening anymore. We believe in our vote. We fight for our vote. We've been doing it a long time. We're not going nowhere.
I think anybody who have a sense of right and wrong should stand up against that, because that's a direct strike against democracy. We're not asking for anything extra, Just live.
Fam, they having reenactments, y'all. That's why they got the Ray Charles glasses. They have it reenact. That right there is the best the Democrats can conjure up. That right there is the best the Democrats can fathom. That type of whatever that is. Real bad. Yeah, just done. And real brothers and sisters, let me say this. Real brothers and sisters in New Orleans and Louisiana, they on certified time. They can come in, they come to Georgia, they go anywhere. Fam, they handpick and cherry pick all of these outdated Negroes, because that's all they really got, y'all. They don't have anything solid right there. So they're going to get the crowd, and they not representing the real energy out there. The real energy starts and ends with us. We're the ones out here really representing the real energy, who really are capturing the people, who really are putting that certified vibe on the table. It really is foundational Black Americans and the grassroots energy. And that's why they go and get these random people that they could just pull off the streets to say and do anything. But that say and do anything energy isn't working anymore. And the Democrats have been very used to that. Just say anything. Well, you got a plan? No, I ain't got a plan. Well, what's your plan? I'm just going to make something up. You can't make anything up. Black Americans really know who these individuals are. We know where they're coming from. We know that they're lying, and we know that their games aren't really tolerated. So therefore, they're crashing out in real time, because we are not falling for the gambit. We're not falling for anything that they're putting on the table. You're going to have to be certified today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, real Louisiana ain't on that. It's just like real Georgia's not on that, or real Alabama. They just go and find these people, and those people need to really just be sitting down and collecting Social Security. Don't let the Democrats have you out there in the streets like that, okay? And that's what I'm talking about, going back to what we previously talked about. The Democrats need us to go everywhere to do all these things because foundational Black Americans, we ain't been getting up and we ain't been going nowhere and we ain't been moving. But speaking of things that ain't been moving, let me take it on back to Mr. Roland real quick, because family, I told y'all, I did unearth this, that Roland Martin has filed for bankruptcy several times, family. So what you have is a bankrupt Democrat trying to get foundational Black Americans to go out on the front line and do things that, quite frankly, we don't support. Yeah, y'all look at the screen. I've been broke. This is old. This old, family. Roland Martin went bankrupt multiple times. He's even on record talking about going bankrupt. Yes, family. Roland Martin has been a bankrupt person. Been bankrupt. So Roland has failed so many times, and the thing that he's failing at the most right now is galvanizing foundational Black Americans to do anything. You see the records right there, family? You see the records? Yeah, Roland doesn't like the fact that we're putting this energy out. Roland doesn't like the fact that we see through him. Roland doesn't like the fact that everybody's looking at him saying, damn, bruh, what happened to the money? This is why Roland was running around here, and Roland was trying to get foundational Black Americans to get behind all these things. You see his cases and everything. Yeah, the dude ain't got no traction. He ain't got no motion. He ain't got no motion, no traction, no nothing. So, family, we're not getting behind that. And this is what I was talking about. These Democrats are so much losers that for them to come around foundational Black Americans and stand near us, it just isn't going to work. It just isn't going to fly. It just isn't going to move the crowd. They're not moving the crowd with anything. And we are the ones moving the crowd with everything. So what happens when you put certified foundational Black Americans in the same place at the same time? You're going to get people like that. So not only has he got his woman taken from him, he's also got his financial, bank accounts taken from him as well. So that's the difference. And let me show you guys what I mean by how these people are super down bad. I mean, super down bad. They ain't got nothing going for themselves other than what we just alluded to and what we just talked about. And by the way, my email is blowing up. I know y'all ready to go, y'all. We gonna rock, everybody. Yes, we gonna rock. Y'all know exactly what we talking about. We gonna keep this one on us. This one's on us, baby. This one on us. But we gonna show everybody exactly what we mean by these people and how these individuals ain't out there. Let me show you guys this, though. They send out Becky now. And Becky wants reparations for illegal immigrants as well. This is another reason why we're destroying the Democrats, because we sat back and we watched the Democrats give policies to everybody. Okay, so Roland Martin goes bankrupt and he's against reparations. But at the same time, Roland Martin supports reparations for illegal immigrants. The Black Caucus goes against Black American reparations, but they support reparations for Africans. The same way that Bobby Chababi, whatever the hell, came out in Seattle and she was talking about reparations for illegals. Fam, they've been on that for a minute. Watch this right here. Watch this right here, y'all. They done sent out Becky, and Becky's running around here talking about reparations for illegals. Watch.
So you know that whole thing about ICE going into courthouses where people were having their immigration hearings and then kidnapping them and taking them to concentration camps? Yeah, that thing. Turns out they were lying about it and it was illegal the whole time. Shocker. So, my opinion, every single immigrant whose rights were violated by ICE in their detainment, unless they themselves are subject to charges for violence or something else that would be dangerous to the American public, those immigrants should immediately go free. If their rights were violated by ICE, if they were brutalized, if ICE took them under false pretenses, whatever it is, they should be immediately released in America. Actually, you know what? I'll go a step further.
Immediately released. Immediately released. Nah, bruh. No. Immediately released, huh? Y'all see? This is the Democrats. No talk about this, though.
Those immigrants should immediately go free. If their rights were violated by ICE, if they were brutalized, if ICE took them under false pretenses, whatever it is, they should be immediately released in America. Actually, you know what? I'll go a step further. They should have their immigration cases expedited. They should get additional help towards becoming citizens or achieving legal status because of what they've been put through by ICE. So you know that whole thing about ICE go.
Reparations for illegals, which means setting them free. No, she put reparations on the title, and then she started talking about letting these people. Yeah, that's meth babble. She looked like she on that pipe right then and there. You ain't never told no lie. You ain't never told no lie. Whoa, hold on now. Okay, something just came across my line real quick. Okay. The Ilhan Omar has just been subpoenaed. Damn, y'all. So she didn't answer the deadline, and now they just subpoenaed her for ignoring the deadline. Fam, didn't we just talk about that? Yes, we did. And we about to take it a step further, fam. She just got subpoenaed as we talk right now. Here we go, y'all. Damn, them walls is closing in real fast. Watch this.
We have reached out to Representative Ilhan Omar on multiple occasions. Members, as you know, we have reached out to Representative Ilhan Omar on multiple occasions, inviting her to testify and inviting and requesting documents that appeared in the trial exhibit of the U.S. versus Amy Bach. Her office or her staff was named in multiple trial exhibits, and we have endeavored in multiple ways to get access to that because, as everyone knows, Representative Omar had some role, whether inadvertent or not. She passed the Meals Act in March of 2020, and that took the guardrails off the federal school nutrition program, which created the conditions for Feeding Our Future. And so we invited her to testify about the law she passed. We invited her to testify and talk about the documents that are listed in the court case. And she has never responded to our multiple inquiries. So then we sent a letter after the hearing 2 weeks ago saying that we would like her to respond with those court exhibits by today, May 5th. Once again, she has not responded in any way to our inquiries. And so the only tool left for us as a committee, if we want to get these documents, is to issue a subpoena.
Damn.
We have never done this, members, in the history of this committee.
Oh, they got the sharks on her. Oh, Basic Becky on you now. You thought you was a white woman the whole time. Found out white women don't like you the whole time.
And so the only tool left for us as a committee, if we want to get these documents, is to issue a subpoena. We have never done this, members, in the history of this committee. We have never done this in the history of this body except for ethics investigations, and I don't do it lightly. But Representative Omar is a public servant. She had a direct involvement in creating the conditions for Feeding Our Future. And as a representative of Minnesota, I believe it's important for the taxpayers to understand the role she played and understand the role her office played in communicating with the defendants in this case. So, under our rules, the committee is permitted by a 2/3 vote to request the issuance of a subpoena in the conduct of any investigation or activity or series of investigations or activities within the jurisdiction of the committee. Our nonpartisan staff has drafted the subpoena, which was in your packets. And with that, we would like to have a vote on subpoenaing Representative Omar for the documents in question as outlined in our letter dated April 22nd and is outlined in the subpoena, which is before you.
Damn. Oh, yeah. Hey, is she flee? Did she flee, y'all? Is she trying to flee to Canada? Is that what it, bam? I'm word on the street, word on the curb, y'all. Damn. Let me catch that last part back. Oh, they laid it out. Oh, it's done. This is the beginning of the end.
The jurisdiction of the committee. Our nonpartisan staff has drafted the subpoena, which was in your packets. And with that, we a vote on subpoenaing Representative Omar for the documents in question as outlined in our letter dated April 22nd and is outlined in the subpoena, which is before you.
Damn. Damn, the fleer done got caught. The fleer, fam, Fam, they flee here, they flee away, they flee when they get in trouble. She done got a subpoena. She done got a Saflina. They done Saflina the fleer. Damn. They done hit her all the way. Rap. Yeah, she a fugitive. Fam, a runner's on the run. A fleer's trying to flee. When they gonna listen to Black America? Listen, you ain't gotta listen to Black America, but you better listen to Black America because Black Americans are always right. Check the track record. Look at the resume, family. We told everybody these people be fleeing. She trying to flee. We told everybody they scamming, they be scamming. We told them that white mommy and daddy was going to get you, and white mommy and daddy is going to get you. You better listen to Black Americans because Black Americans is 100 out of 100, y'all. Absolutely, yeah. The vanguard up in here, fam, they know how we get down. They know where we're standing. They know what we're saying. And if they just sat back and listened, they would see that we're proven right. This is a damn fugitive. This is a fleeing fugitive. This is a fleeing fugitive. I've never seen nothing like it, y'all. Let's be real. They done threw her under the bus. They done threw her under the bus out there, fam. And we were saying this a couple months ago. Remember, y'all? We said Tim Walz going to cut that deal. Remember, Tim Walz kind of low-key disappeared, right? Because remember, the eyes was on them. And they done seen Tim Walz cut the little deal. And then, boom, he done turned state. He done turned state and left her. Yeah, she about to be a flight risk. This right here by minimal is going to ruin her political career because now just by a subpoena, she's a failed, disgraced politician now. Now she done enter the realm of the failed politician. Yeah, where your zaddy at? Good point. Good point. Good point. Yep, she's a fleeing fugitive, y'all. A fleeing, they don't put out the subpoena. Fam, when we started this broadcast about an hour into the broadcast, we showed everybody the clip of them giving her the deadline. Before the broadcast was over, they not only issued a subpoena, they have a damn press conference telling everybody, we coming to get you. What you hiding, Omar? What you hiding? You guys made a good point. You think you above the law? All that coming over here to America and disrespecting America, you're really making Donald Trump seem like he was right about the scammer. You're not really helping the Somalian people at all. Now, I know they said that it's prophecy that Minnesota was theirs. You're going to find out the hard time that was BS. And you about to find out the very, very hard way that it's a wrap for you. You're making your scamming community look more like scammers. That learning center just got raided last week. So they raid the learning center last week. And then immediately after that, they say they want your documents. And then immediately after that, you don't meet the deadline. And now there's subpoena in you. And word on the curb is that can't nobody find you. You think you above the law. See, that's what happens with these tethers. Okay, they come over here. The Democrats give them all these trinkets, give them high-rise hotels. See, fam, they're spoiled. Immigrants in America have been spoiled by the Democratic Party. You can unalive people by being a drunk driver. They give you a pass. They could put you in a high-rise hotel. You can see Black Americans out here struggling, homeless, while you're sitting there in your new little mansion that they slide you off in, and you're getting money, and you get these EBT cards. You don't even speak the language. They give you enclaves. They take care of you financially. And your next thing you know, you start talking about you built America. See, that's all because of the Democrats. So that same Democratic spoiling is that same Democratic spoiling that got your ass a fugitive right now. You see how it all goes full circle, y'all? It all goes full circle. Yeah. Her husband probably gave her up. Yep. Yeah. Her husband probably did. That's a good point. Her husband probably did give her up. Her husband's probably like, yeah, get rid of her. Because y'all know their first love is supremacy. All right. I know they be thinking that their first love is them. No, their first love is supremacy. Don't be surprised if her husband ends up getting with that white woman right there. Don't be surprised. Her husband going to be dating that white woman right there, fam. Because he going to be on his side. Okay. And they're going to find out it ain't her side. Because her side look like it might be handcuffs. Yeah, it's over with. ABK, anti-black karma. That's what's happening. Because remember, you've been coming over here talking about y'all built America. They were just talking about Somalians built America. They were just talking about all that. Trying to cosplay black folks. Nope. That's a Somalian scammer thing right there. Yeah, this is a very, very, very good situation to see. Okay, couldn't happen to a better fleer. All right, so she's going to have to stand on that one. You're going to have to lay in that bed, and it's only going to get worse. Oh, man, wait until this story gets more and more. Wait until Donald Trump get a hold of it. Wait until Trump get a hold of it. And you notice quietly they put J.D. Vance on it, and then boom, because it got kind of quiet for a while. And let me tell you what happened, fam. What ended up happening was during the winter when they was having those ICE protests, have y'all noticed all them W liberals went home? Y'all notice that, fam? What happened to the Renee Goods and the Alex Petries. Y'all notice they all went home? You know why? Because they cut a deal. They cut a deal. Think about this, fam. Let's frame this and let's engage a little bit. So let's chop it up, fam. We in here. We rocking. It's Tuesdays. FBA all damn day. FBA Renaissance. We got the Democrats knocked the hell out, okay, on the ground. We got the tethers fleeing and fugitives. Remember all of those protests that were happening this winter in January. You had the Renee Good person who was unalived, the Alex Petrie that was unalived. And then next thing you know, you seen Donald Trump, he fired Kristi Noem. They start talking about body cams. And then they fired Kristi Noem. And then they low-key cut a deal with Tim Walz. And then they started doing all these little behind-the-scenes things. Then you had that Nick Shirley guy with the Learning Center and all of that stuff. All of that happened. You don't really see any of those W's out there protesting against ICE anymore in Minnesota. Now it's kind of shifted off of ICE, and now it's really going on to Omar and the politicians. All of those W's got on code is what happened. They got on code. They got on what happened. They seen two W's unalived, okay? And the liberals and the conservatives, let this be a lesson. The liberals and the conservatives got together, and the liberals and the conservatives said, okay, we out here unaliving each other in the streets. We already had the Charlie Kirk situation. We can't talk about black on black crime when there's a hell of a lot of Mayo on Miracle Whip crime. And they cut a little deal. And they said, how about this? Tim Walz, you're a W. Kristi Noem, you're a W. And remember the Border Patrol guy. He was the first guy. And then they send in Tom Homan and J.D. Vance. And then next thing you know, you don't really see all those W liberals in the streets no more. What happened? They went home. Fam, it's not that long ago. It's just now May. They was out there protesting left and right. That was a hotbed situation. Yes, absolutely. W supremacy got on code like they always do. And they basically said, how about we just get together and let's go after the Somalians. Let's just go after them. That's what it's about, right? Let's go after the Somalians. We'll cut some deals and write some checks and we'll just go after them. Why fight each other? And next thing you know, them supremacists got on code, y'all. Yeah, y'all. Yep. Absolutely. Y'all making some damn good points. Yeah, man. Yeah, Hellman versus Miracle with my sister. Absolutely. Yep. They got on code. And notice a lot of those liberals, they stopped protesting against ICE in Minnesota, and they started talking about Iran in the Middle East. They shifted those policies. Black Americans are right again. You see what happens when you come over here and you try to be a liberal and you want to be a Democrat? The black Democrats have been fooling people for a long time. They can't fool us. The liberals been fooling people for a long time. They can't fool us. Y'all notice black Americans don't fall for all that. The liberals is the good ones and the Democrats is the saviors. Y'all notice we don't fall for none of that. And do you see how good we move? All these black folks and all these tethers who come over here and think the liberals are their friends. Do you see how quick the liberals turned on them? The liberals turned on them very fast. Now they over there talking about Palestine. They talking about Iran. They talking about Israel. They talking about everything but Minnesota. When was the last time you seen Renee Good? Have you seen a picture of Renee Good or Alex Petrie? Do they even talk about them anymore, fam? They don't talk about them. The streets have been very, very, very quiet. The ice done melted and all the liberals went home. But guess what? All the investigation and subpoenas are going after Omar because the W's got together and said, Mayo said, let's get the Somalians, and Miracle Whip said, let's get the Somalians. So therefore, family, they're getting the Somalians. And black Americans, we've been over here the whole time. Delineation has put us in a position where we're on a hill and we're looking down on the city and we're watching all the falsehoods and all the, phony games that these people are playing, and we're completely separate from it. Yeah, they're talking about voter rights and everything else, fam. Nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us, fam. You should have knew something when Kristi Noem got fired. When Kristi Noem got fired, that was a very strange thing. First, they started talking about body cams, and I seen that was a concession. And then Kristi Noem and the Border Patrol guy got fired. They sent in Tom Homan. Next thing you know, J.D. Vance, and boom, now old girl is getting subpoenaed. Yep. So you don't see them. And guess what? They don't see us. I love the they don't see us position. The best position you could ever have is the they don't see us position. Black Americans' lack of presence has been the most phenomenal thing that has happened to us. And we're over here living good. And speaking of that, fam, there's something I want to address real quick. I want to talk about this. Yeah, absolutely. They're old news now. Let's talk about this because I want to put this on documentation ahead of time. This time in 1 month, okay, you're going to see the same scenario go on. And I really want to talk to you guys about it. And I was just telling my mother about it. We just had a conversation the other day. The Carmelo Anthony situation. I want to talk about that. And I want to have this all documented, family. This time a month from now, because they're going to start that case, that, jury, that everything's going to go on. And that's going to happen in June. I'm going to say June 1st or whatnot, family. That is going to tear the roof off of the race relations in America. But like we always do, let's do a deep dive over here as Black Alpha. We just talked about it. And I'm going to tell you how the tactics that happened in Minnesota with the W's getting on code and a lot of these tethers being involved, I'm going to talk about how that coincides with the Carmelo Anthony situation. The Carmelo Anthony situation is going to create racial tension very big. Y'all seen what it was last year. Wait until this case, and this is going to be during the summer. But I want to talk about something that's going to go on. Fam, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it off rip. I don't trust that family. And I'm talking about Carmelo Anthony's family. I don't trust them. And I'm going to make this clear right now, because Black Americans aren't going to do the same thing where we just get behind people and all these things. His family got too many tethers. That Dominique Alexander guy that I exposed, Black Lives Matter, he's a Haitian. I don't trust that guy, family. The 1st of June, I don't trust dude. The family and real skeptical to me. And I'm done with these families that run to the boule. Okay. I don't respect these families that run to the boule. I don't. And I'm questioning a lot. He got too many tethers around him. Remember that when the mother had that press conference and she was crying, saying, why are you going to do this? That looked like Benjamin Crump. Blood Money said, okay, you guys too, right? Okay. See, we on the same, boy, we rocking, we right here. We always on the same page. When you certified all the time. Same thing, fam. I want to get this clear, because I don't want this to turn into a Black Americans versus this situation. We are watching this situation and we understand what occurred, and we know there's some funny style stuff, but there's a lot of things at play here. Because y'all remember when down in Texas, what was it? Was it Amber Geiger? Was that who it was? And that family was a bunch of tethers. Was it Amber Geiger where the judge was there and the judge said, come on and hug me? And that judge gave her the Bible and hugged her, and the family thanked her for unaliving their brother. What were they, fam? Who were they and what was that family? I know they were tethers. I don't remember where they were from, though. I get a lot of that. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not for certain if Carmelo Anthony's, his parents might have a little bit of tether in them. His dad is, the hairline's a little back for me. Okay. Yes, it was Amber Geiger. Okay. All right. Yep. It was Amber Geiger. Yep. Okay. Yeah. That Botham Jean. Yeah. Remember that family? We was like, no, hold up. No, that's wrong. See, Black Americans always fighting for what's right has put us in positions where we ain't rocking with the right people because they not treating us right. Y'all remember how many times we were seeing injustice and we would stand on it? We'd be like, that's wrong. And next thing you know, they was from the islands. Okay. Next thing you know, their family would start saying some off-coast stuff and almost get mad at us. Y'all remember that family? The families will get mad at us right here in Georgia with Ahmaud Arbery. Y'all remember when Ahmaud Arbery's dad went out there and he said, all lives matter. I don't want to see nobody's kid hurt. This for all people. Remember, he just tap danced. He literally pulled out the damn banjo. I met him before, by the way. I met him. Okay, when I was down there with Noah Bush in that small town he pulled up. He was tap dancing too much for me. I remember that, fam. Like, we were being punished for sticking up for people who were harmed because these people was like wanting checks from Benjamin Trump more than us. Remember, they were saying, y'all don't go out there and protest. Y'all gonna mess this up. Basically, we was gonna mess their bag up. They was real funny, man. The dad was getting mad. All these press conferences with these families. I didn't like how his family was moving during that case. Do I believe that the brother was correct? Yep. Do I believe that he stood on business for what he needed to do and got that supremacist up out of there? Yep. Do I believe he was justified based on the evidence? Yep. But do I believe that he got too many tethers around him and the family got a little too much boule energy for me? Yep. And if it all goes bad, I don't want that to be seen as a Black FBA loss. We ain't gonna put that, fam. It ain't gonna be if something bad happens, they say, FBA, y'all lost. No. I'm not on that kind of time, fam. I don't know too much. They running around here with that Dominique Alexander guy. This dude got cases. His name is Dirt. How in the hell did he become the advocate? He was walking them out. Remember, they was recording Carmelo. Too much. And fam, these families that keep running to these damn boule people, I'm not with. I appreciate you too, sister. Much love. I appreciate you. Always. FBA grounded. Y'all know we got to really watch that, fam. It was a lot of weird stuff. And then those White Lives Matter, Jake Lang showed up. Remember some of those Texans down there? There's a lot of weird stuff popping up. We're going to have to watch that situation, and foundational Black Americans are going to have to be very, very clear about what's going on, and we're going to have to play that because these tethers out there, that Dominique Alexander guy, real funny style. real funny style, man. And he was really making it worse on Carmelo. He was making it worse. Remember, I was playing the footage of him. He was a Black Lives Matter guy. He was getting beat up at protests. They was body slamming dude, all types of stuff, man. So yeah, we gonna definitely keep our eye on it. Yeah, his family may not be FBA. The jury's still out on, especially his father. I didn't like the way his mother was crying at the press conference. I thought that was unnecessary. It was weak. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know who was really watching after the young brother. See, here's the thing, fam. These families are going to have to start coming to the grassroots. Okay, I'm not going to name a name, but there's a particular situation that happened in Cincinnati, okay, with a father in Cincinnati. You guys know who I'm talking about, okay? Out of respect for the family, I'm not going to say the name, but that situation that happened in Cincinnati where the father got justice for his child, okay? I know some people who are grassroots, who are very well respected in our community that reached out to the family. And somebody close to that family was in contact with this well-respected foundational Black American, okay? And this is an older foundational Black American. This is an older scholar foundational Black American. And the family was in contact with this person, and this person, the scholar, Black American, was like, yo, I can hook you up with this. I can get you with this, putting them on game, teaching them. Do you know the person that was close to that family just quit calling this well-respected foundational Black American scholar and just quit talking to him and then ran to the damn boule? Yes. These families always run to the boule because in their mind, Democrat is Black. Okay, so family, there's a boule element involved with a lot of these unalivings with these families. They just left it alone. And the scholar that I'm talking about, the foundational Black American older scholar, was like, yo, I tried to help him. I was plugging them into all types of things that would be good, but they didn't really want help from the grassroots. They thought it would be better to go run to Kamala, to go run to Joe Biden, to go run to Barack Obama. And he was like, well, if that's the case, then F them then. And that is what I see too much going on with a lot of these families. They end up running to the boule instead of the grassroots. Man, the grassroots, man, we can plug them in. We the ones out here in the front line. Why wouldn't you? We out here in the front line. Why wouldn't you go to the people on the front line? We the ones out here stomping for reparations. I've been to 2 hate crime scenes. Why in the hell would you go to a Democrat who's more concerned with illegals in Starburst community when your loved one is unalive? You'd rather run to Ben Crump than the grassroots. See, that's the difference between now and back in the old days. Back in the old days, they'd go to Malcolm X, who was standing on grassroots business. They go to the Black Panthers standing on grassroots business. The Deacons of Defense standing on grassroots business. Nowadays, these people want to go run to Benjamin Crump and go run to Roland Martin and stuff. Okay, that's that boule stuff, family. If a bad situation happens, you need to go to the grassroots. So basically, no, I'm not talking about Jason Black. No, I'm not talking about him. No, this person's way older, okay? I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about somebody else, a well-respected person who was really, really plugged in. Really plugged in, was going to help these people out. And the family just quit calling them because I guess they felt that boule help is better than grassroots help. So no, see, we're plugged in with the grassroots. That's really who's going to hold it down. You know what I mean? Like I told you, I've been in hate crimes. Okay, I'm the only Black activist ever. Let me get this right, y'all. And I'm not lying. I'm talking, you name the time, you name the person. I'm the only grassroots activist who has ever been at a current hate crime scene while it was happening, okay? While I'm not talking about a week later and come back down the street, down the corner. No. I'm the only activist who knows it, who's been there when it happened, okay? So I understand that. But they don't want to come to people like us who are out here. Why wouldn't you want to go? Fam, they don't go to the people who are in the field, in the trenches like us. They rather go run to other people who are sitting behind things who want you to vote Democrat. And then speaking of the Democrats, let me tell you what's going to happen. If you guys remember, the Democrats didn't touch the Carmelo Anthony situation. Remember that? And I'm going to tell you why. The Democrats didn't. Go right now, type in Democrat and Carmelo Anthony. Fam, this was the biggest story in America, and the Democrats didn't say a word about it. Democrats were talking about illegals. It was us in the grassroots who were out here. Family, let's be real. The boule abandoned it. Carmelo Anthony. It was only the grassroots who was reporting it. I was reporting on it. Tariq was reporting on it. Some of our other brothers and sisters in the movement was reporting on it. My brother Afro Elite, he was doing real good work reporting on it. These people didn't report on it, family. It was us who was reporting on it. But what ended up happening was Democrats said nothing. And I'm going to tell you why the Democrats didn't say anything. Because the Democrats can't do nothing with a Black child who defended themselves and unalived the W. Oh, they don't want to touch that. Because they Democrat slave master handlers ain't going for that. They left him hanging. The Democrats will only get involved if a Black person is the one who's unalived. Then they could say, look how bad Donald Trump is. Y'all need to come vote for us. If a Black person is unalived by a W, Democrats use that to get votes. They can't use the black person defending himself and being the winner. If the black kid is the winner, Democrats don't want it. If the black person is unjustly taken down, they love it. They showed up for Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. All of them were black folks who were unalived by supremacy. The one boy who unalived the supremacists, they left it alone. Black Alpha got the truth, baby. I'm one of a kind, baby. One of one. Yes, they abandoned him. You can type in right now, Carmelo Anthony and Democrats, and you won't see nothing. Nothing. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that they're going to stand up for him right now. So the family running to Dominique Alexander and them guys, it's bad news. It's bad. I see a lot of bad news in this situation. And that's bad because I feel the young brother, despite whatever his family may be, they may be FBA, they may be Big Tethers or whatever, but I feel that as a young, melanated black person, he did the right thing and he justly defended himself. I definitely believe that. But the people around him is bad news, man. Bad news. And I wanted to address that ahead of time. So people going to have to definitely stand on it. And what I believe is this, family. Here's what I believe. Check this out. Mark it down, fam. Record this if it goes down. I believe that that case is going to happen. And that case is going to make racial tensions crazy. This time last year, man, they was threatening us. They was calling us the N-word left and right. You guys remember the climate last year during that case. Them supremacists was going crazy. Don't be surprised if that Carmelo Anthony case, win, lose, or draw, no matter how it turns out, it's going to turn up the temperature this summer in terms of racial problems, and the supremacists are going to be out there being vigilantes. Don't be surprised if they go out there and they harm a black person, but then the Democrats will get behind the supremacists who unalive the black person, but they won't get behind Carmelo who unalive the bad guy. Don't be surprised, family. Don't be surprised. Because remember, Democrats are only concerned when we're victims of supremacy. They're never concerned when we are riders against it. Remember that, family. Don't be surprised if there's some vigilante work that goes on. And it doesn't have to be an unaliving. It could be some type of problem because they running out here running crazy. And soon as that goes down, the Democrats will say, oh, we won't talk about Carmelo, but let's talk about this one. They only show up when something bad happens. Let's keep that in our mainframe. Let's lock that in just in case. It may happen. It could happen. But either way, we're prepared if it does happen, because when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So we need to document all this. And this is something that I definitely wanted to document ahead of time, because I'm the only one who's going to say it. Because, I'm a Leo, by the way. Y'all know we in here. You know what I'm saying? It's getting close to Leo season, and we're going to say what we got to say. So I wanted all of that to be recognized. So when it go down, it go down. But there's a lot of bad news, family. Yeah, some people are saying that, we need to stay away from this case. Some people say, and I understand, I'm rocking with the young brother, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to see any black person who defended themselves against a race soldier be put in a bad situation. But I just want the brothers and sisters to know there's a lot of bad vibes coming from a lot of bad areas. And let me say this as well. All them black folks running around here talking about the Republicans and flip red and flip burgundy. Let me tell you something. You're going to see some racism come from that Republican side real quick. Be cautious of these black folks running around here with this love affair for the Republicans. Just because we go against the Democratic Party, we got the same smoke for the Republican Party. We going against the open versus the closed, the overt versus the covert. They all get the smoke. Because let me tell you what ended up happening. When I was going in on Kamala Harris during the election, all these W's thought they was going to try to use what I was saying because I was being anti-Democrat. See, they effed up and found out that they're dealing with a real one who's anti-supremacy. So the election happened in 2024, November, and all these W's were like, that's true, Kamala sucks. They was liking my comments. Soon as I started sticking up for Carmelo Anthony, them W's started to unfollow me and start calling me the N-word left and right. Yes, and those were Republicans, meaning the same Republicans that loved me when I was going in on the Democrats is the same Republicans who hated me when I was defending Carmelo. Because remember, and this is my words, quote this, it's Black Alpha all day. White folks only like black folks based on your political affiliation. That is it. Meaning, if you're black and you're a Democrat, Democrats will like you if they're W's. If you're black and you're a Republican, Republicans will like you if they're W's. They don't like you based on your morals, based on your ethical code, based on who you are, your civic duty. None of that means nothing. They only like you based on your political affiliation. That is the number one determining factor on how a W deals with you. And that is the number one determining factor on your relationship with the dominant society. That's the only reason that they rock with you. Anybody telling you anything other than does not understand, doesn't know, or loves the system of supremacy, and that person is a smut, and we don't rock with smuts. So remember that, family. That's how it is. So they'll be flip-flopping. So all them folks talking about flipping red and all this, and we need to vote for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and all that stuff, family, they're going to see real quick how quick those red folks flip on them if they defend Carmelo. But here's the kicker. I don't think they will. Because remember, a lot of those black MAGA folks that agree with us when it comes to immigration, a lot of them same folks, they were siding with Charlie Kirk. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about. A lot of the people that's out there in Chicago and they was talking about bring in ICE and we need to stop all these illegals, fam. They was getting mad at black folks for how we responded to Charlie Kirk. So you see when it really left the political party stuff and it truly got into supremacy, they left us because you start to see the real affiliation, fam. A Democratic shield, blackface, they be dancing. A Republican shield in blackface, they be dancing. There ain't no difference, family. So these situations highlight the system of supremacy. And I'm one of the people who still breaks down the system of supremacy. Everything else gets broke down, but we make sure that we break down the system of supremacy because with all these different factors and all these different groups, there's a lot of moving parts. We still got to maintain the focus on the system of supremacy. So that's what you're going to end up seeing. Don't be surprised, family. Watch that. Matter of fact, let me make an example for you. Okay. I did a clip. I could show you guys a clip right now. I should, shit. Let me show y'all. While we here, let me show y'all right now. I put out a clip from last week's show. And family, let me just tell y'all, I got called every N-word in the book this week. Watch this, family. And a lot of this stuff, I have blocked these people. So you may not necessarily see it, but I'm going to show y'all this. Watch this, family. I'm going to show y'all something real good. Oh, yeah, here we go. We rocking. Let Black Alpha show you, fam. I'm going to show y'all exactly what I'm talking about, fam. I'm the #1 activist for a reason, okay? And it ain't just my good looks. Let me show y'all this right here. Here we go. This is the clip I made last week, okay? This is from last week's broadcast. Look at this right here. The days of asking are over. Reparations for Black Americans is not a conversation. It's a demand. Remember that. Watch how many things people said about me, and these were not just Democrats. These were Republicans. Watch this. To not have foundational Black Americans being your backbone. Because they always talk that talk about Black Americans are our backbone. Black Americans do this. Black Americans do that. But whenever Black Americans want something in return, they turn their back on us, like Sheila Jackson Fleet and Clyburn. I've seen a bunch of people covering me going at it with Kamala and then me checking that gaggle or whatever. And the question they start saying is that, did y'all engage with Black Alpha? How come y'all didn't talk to Black Alpha? I'm seeing people covering it. Shout out to the people who covered the story, but I'm going to give you the real story because I was the one who stood up and checked her. So I'm going to tell you like it is. And y'all know me, Black Alpha. I'm a Leo. I'm going to say it unfiltered, uncut, raw, with no in between. Tell how it is, Leo. Let's go. No Black American. One way. Message delivered, message received. Me and Kamala, she heard me. And I was talking to her, said what I said, and left. I was back home, chilling and posted up before the sun went down. That's how you do it, family. We ain't playing no games. I wasn't there to talk. I ain't there to talk because we already know what it is, fam. What you need, another 20 years of them disrespecting us with benign neglect? Demand. When you make a demand, that's not a two-way street. That's a one-way. I came there, reparations, cash payments, one way. Stop. Now watch this, family. Watch the response that I ended up getting for this video. Crazy, crazy traction, right? Look at this. This thing ended up having 557 likes, 10,000 views. Shout out to my sister right there. Said, I support you, Black Alpha. I appreciate you too, my good sister. Shout out to the brothers and sisters who rode. Look at this right here, family. You're going to start seeing all types of stuff. The day you all decide to take it is the end. The day you decide to take it is the end for you all. Imagine having a man who talks like this as a role model. It's never because y'all would run out of endless excuses for being the biggest effing losers of all time. Do you hold your daddy accountable for the things that he did? Look at my dad served this country, but that's okay. Your dad served that meth pipe. No, they don't talk like that. Y'all say things that along with y'all invented everything in society. How about a plane ticket out of the USA? Look at the MAGA stoner. MAGA stoner. Fam, MAGA. This is not a Democrat. Democrats, Republicans, they are all the same when it comes to the system of supremacy. They just vary in tactics. Y'all already got your reparations. Billions in welfare in Section 8 housing. My ancestors are from the North. They RIP to end slavery. Why should I pay reparations? My family was already dealt with passing away. There you go. Check this out. I peeped his foolishness. Look at this, fam. This is what they said. I understand that, but you guys did it to W's first. As soon as Africans pay reparations to the descendants of Europeaners. Look at this, family. Look at this. This is how they talk. Fam, this is the system of supremacy. Go get them from the blacks who captured your weak, beep ancestors and sold them. You people have been begging reparations for generations, unless you can get it from the leftards who tried to ensure you remain slaves. Try not to let you have any rights. Started the KKK. This guy is a Republican. Look at all these Republicans. Look at all these Republicans. This is why they don't like Black Alpha. This is why they don't like certified Black society, because we call out the whole system. Big difference, y'all. Let me make this clear. It will never happen. Look at that. Look at this right here. Look at him. This guy's talking about using a weapon. Look at this, fam. Look at that. He's making a gesture like using a weapon for it. Look at this one. What about black on black crime? There you go. Look at this. These are all Republicans, family. Nobody cares. Nobody likes you. They don't even like you in other country. Here's why. With black on black crime statistics. This one, shut the F up, you dumb MFers. There you go. You encourage black people not to vote or throw away their vote, or worse, to vote against their best interests. There you go. Now here, right here, this county is run by an agent. Look at this, fam. These are Democrats and Republicans. That's a Democrat right there. Bringing up Abraham Lincoln and saying he already gave us reparations. There you go. There you go, fam. You sold your own people back in the day. There you go, fam. You see it. I see it. We see it. So understand, family. The thing about us being certified foundational Black American grassroots all damn day, every which way is F them. We run the yard, never scared, step on them. That's one. And then the second half of that is they on meth. And then the third half of that, and crack. But the fourth one is the most essential part is that we call it all out. See, when you deal with the Democrats, they play pity pat where they try to make it look like supremacy only goes on with the Republicans. When you start talking about the Republicans, they pretend that racism and supremacy only goes on with the liberals. And like I said before, the Democrats and the Republicans are twins. They're Bopsy twins. They're identical twins. The only thing that differs between them is their tactics of supremacy. But their anti-blackness is identical. Their meth pipes are identical. Their Brussels sprouts are identical. Them being inbred is identical. So everywhere where it matters the most is identical, and they don't like us, the certified grassroots, because we call them all out. Anybody who's trying to relegate supremacy, whether that is a W, a black person, a tether, or what, anybody who's trying to relegate that to one little portion, that person is a supremacist, whether supremacist full-fledged or a puppet of it, and they all ops. We put all ops in one box. Remember that, y'all. Certified grassroots, we put all the ops in one box. And that box that we put them in is a they not like us box, the supremacist box, and the F around and find out box. And we will knock your the out box. So remember that, lock that in. And when foundational Black Americans stand on 10, we always win. That's a lesson, word to the wise from the #1 activist, Black Alpha, to clean up all of that. So we stay focused, we stay good. Because the name of the game for all my young brothers and sisters who want to get into activism, the name of the game is to serve the people. You got to serve the people. It ain't just about self. It's about the people. We move together. Sister can't come, I ain't coming. Brother can't come, I ain't coming. We all move as one. We unite the city. We step to the world as a weapon. So it's all about us moving collectively. And the best thing that you can do to move collectively as a foundational Black American community, particularly in the grassroots, is to make sure all the certifieds got the same mind state. All the certifieds know the same angles, and all the certifieds bring the same action. And good news is, brothers and sisters, is that we are brothers and sisters of action. And that action is why we're winning. And that action is why they're losing. So whether you be a supremacist on the left, the right, the old, the young, the in between, the north, the south, the east, the west, all y'all asses is losing. And foundational Black Americans is checking them on site. So fam, one more thing. I'm going to give y'all one more item before we roll out. In this classic broadcast, we're going to keep our eye on that case. We're going to watch some of the family members and all these people running to the boule. Remember that, fam. When you run to the boule and not the grassroots, you don't get the luxury of the grassroots. It is what it is. I ain't make it this way, fam. This is just how the game operates, okay? So these families that run away from the grassroots, that's like running away from the soldiers Who would you run to in a conflict, fam? Do you want to go run to the trained professionals, or do you want to go run to the fakes and the phonies? So all these people who run away from the real soldiers, that's on them. It won't be the first, it won't be the last, but it won't be us. Let me show you guys one more thing while we in here and show y'all the energy that we out here pushing. And this has turned out to be another classic broadcast, because that's all we do. And this has turned out to be another epic episode, because that's all we do. And you know we got to put this on the front line, because we're on the front line all the time. Y'all, I'm telling you right now, my emails are going crazy. And y'all heard what I talked about earlier. And y'all know it's on and popping. Okay. And I wouldn't say nothing for y'all to do that I wouldn't do. See, the difference between everybody else, they want y'all to go out there and they sitting there on the couch or reading an article or on the computer. I told everybody 1 week before that it's regulator tour. And then the next week, y'all literally seen me checking Kamala face to face. Straight up. What kind of brother does that? Y'all know I'm bold enough to do it. One day I'm sitting here talking to y'all saying we got to do a regulator tour. Somebody else going to tell y'all to do it, but they ain't going to do it. Right. I love the front line. I love being next to the people. 1 week I'm saying we got to check these people face to face, you know, just with business-like professionalism. That's how we get down. But 1 week I'm telling y'all we got to go check these Democrats and these ops or whoever, the Republicans, anybody. And then literally 1 week later on the broadcast, I provided the footage of me doing it. And it's the same exact thing. Y'all know what I was talking about. Y'all know this is summer. So if they want to have Summer Selma and they want to go fight for the right to vote for nothing, we going to have the regulator tour in the pull-up summer. And we ain't fighting, family. We riding, family. And foundational Black Americans, apparently we shining too. Look at this right here, y'all. This is what we gonna do. Hit me up. Y'all know my email. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm speaking about. You know who's depicted in the picture, dog. Holler at me if you feel me. And that right there will be it. And I want to see the fam. I want to see the team. I want to see the brothers and sisters, the kings, the queens. And I see you guys right there. And that's what we'll do right there. And just trust me, y'all. They ain't ever gonna have no more fish to fry. Because y'all know what they say. The fish don't fry in the kitchen and the beans don't burn on the grill. Certified salute. Love y'all with a passion, man. Y'all stay good. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay vigilant. Already know we ahead of the game. We on the front line. We in the trenches. We like nobody. We beat everybody. We standing on our own. It's an FBA family affair every time we pop out. And everybody wants to be us. But they can't, because there's only one. Love y'all. Much love and respect. Hit me up. Black Alpha Network. I'm everywhere. And I'm going to tell you like I tell my family, y'all. I'm wherever you want me to be. I tell that to every honorable person in my life, okay? All my family. I tell them all the time. I'm wherever you want me to be. That's the most real honorable thing you could ever tell somebody. Damn all the other sentiments, fam. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you like nobody else is going to tell you in the Black community, fam. But Black Alpha going to tell you, fam, because there's only one of I. I'm wherever you want me to be. So holler at me. Let's get it popping, fam, and we'll do it together. Certified salute. And remember, no matter where you are, no matter what you do, no matter where you at, that Black is beautiful, and beautiful is always Black. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Free Huey, certified.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.